Midnight calling. You feel it too. Low flame flicker in the dark. Cold wind whisper through my heart. Every step echo like a spark. Something tearing me apart. I hear your name in the night, but it don't sound right. Like a ghost in the light, pulling me in. Don't run, don't run. Don't hide too late. Feel it close, can't escape. Heartbeat racing, feel that break. It's inside. Wide awake. Don't run, don't fight, don't speak. Every breath getting weak. Too deep, too far, no sleep. It's inside, underneath.
Slow walk, I don't chase, just follow. Same road, same pain, same hollow. Guitar cry with a tone so cold, like a story already told. Feel that weight in the air right now. Every move got a shadow now. Turn around, but there's no way out. It's locked in.
Wait, it's right behind you. Don't run, don't hide too late. Feel it close, can't escape. Heartbeat racing, feel that break. It's inside. Wide awake. Don't run, don't fight, don't speak. Every breath getting weak. Too deep, too far, no sleep. It's inside, underneath. It's inside, underneath. You were never alone.
Slow burn. Midnight air. Slow burn. Midnight air. Through the street, heavy steps feel it drag on me. Oh, soul rhythm deep in my chest, every breath like a test, like a test. Guitar crying a minor key, something out there watching me. Feel it close, but I can't see, just shadows following me. space, no peace. Everything closing in on me. Back to the groove, but it feel off. Same road, but the light gon' solve. Strings cry, yeah, the tone get rough. Like the world just ain't enough. Dust rising the worn out boots. Truth hit harder than the proof. Something moving in the roots. Feel it crawling, feel it move. Oh, it's getting closer. Run now, don't slow, don't freeze. Heartbeat banging like a drum in me. Too close, can't breathe, can't think. Dark outside and it's hunting me, yeah. Run now, don't stop, don't turn. Feel that pressure, feel that burn. Too late, no space, no peace. Everything closing in on me.
Hello everybody and welcome to Waylander Gaming. This is Waylander here with Master Merlin and Zoero as we're very excited for the very first game. It's the Table Toppers from Group B, which was Void eSports up against Crown Maki. This is going to be an absolute banger of a game. Void eSports with the first pick, first ban. We're into the drafting phase, as you can already see, and casting the first game will be myself and Master Merlin. Looks like they decided to go for a respect ban straight off the bat, Void.
Yeah, Lucas coming out here. Hi guys, hi everybody. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this match. This is like two giants of their block just competing head to head here. I think Crown Maki is trying to put a dent in that perfect score of Void at this time.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned that. Void eSports is the only team who's undefeated in the AFL at this moment in time. They've maintained that 100% win rate in absolutely dominant fashion. Well, the question is, are they going to be able to maintain that? They have a bit of an interesting lineup as well, with Velo not being present. Who do you think is going to be the roamer here for the side of Void?
Your guess is as good as mine, but I think maybe Mummy could do it. He's an aggressive kind of player.
But then that makes adjustments into one of the very biggest lanes there, which is going to be the XP lane.
Yeah.
They could potentially have gotten Colin to play the roaming position, because there are players who play multiple roles. But with that being said, it seems like the side of Void are definitely drafting for an assassin jungle, with both the Lucas and Hilda bans coming through.
Yeah, 100%. I'm guessing we're probably gonna see Hirara. That's my guess. Hilda does really well against Hirara because you can just keep following up and dishing out that damage. Plus, it's easy invade.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Hilda, our leader, used for their they're really good into the assassin jungles. They're also really good into like low mobility roamers to poke them down, and supports for that matter.
Very true, very true. Like Minnesota is a rough time in the early game against the Hilda or Khalid. But late game, that big AoE Strollov is just very annoying.
Yeah, the question is, are you going to be allowed to get into that late game? But the side of Crown Maki, right? Oh, they're definitely going for an assassin jungle. You've got the Phoveus with the first ban, for the last ban. Are you going to? Do you think we're going to see the Herrera ban coming through?
We might, but I would rather ban Kai because this is the monster right now. Like those two, yeah.
Yeah, Kai is a monster, but you could always go for the Barat's hard counter.
That's very true. Very true. But it has to work out for the kind of drop you're trying to go for. So it does also, you got to think about the synergies of what you're trying to achieve. And I'm guessing they do have an idea of what they want clearly by they ban.
Yeah. Well, Crown Maki did realize that an assassin jungle was coming through. The most meta one at this moment is going to be the Suyu pick, and Circuit locking onto Atlas first up. I mean, Atlas is just so strong at this moment. It means that there could be a potential god as like the follow-up. He also works into Eve as well. So the question is, now, if you Crown Maki, maybe you're going to be clever about it, pick up the Eve now, so then it prevents the God pick because Eve counters God, and at the same time it's one of the combos that Void could be going towards. You could get that pickup.
Born with talent.
Yeah, 100%. They do also have to be careful if they do decide to go that route. Because hey, I see Esmeralda really put the pause on Eve.
Yeah. That's also true, right? Because Esme is still open. And I mean, she's just hungry for shields.
Yeah. And she's been doing really well. I've been seeing a lot of Esme picks getting picked up. Like, even if you're going to go damage the shield or so much, which I expected the Void pick up here from the side of Void, since they already have the asset.
Well, that's going to give them the options to maybe pick up that Eve now. But with the Alice there, that could cause some problems for the Eve. Would you still want to go for that Eve play anyway with an Alice around?
No, I think I would be looking for. I know Zushin doesn't have an amazing time laning against Ford, but just because there's an Alice and an Atlas, I think Zushin would be very comfortable, especially with the Kufra there to back it up.
Yeah, and some counter engage play with the Guinevere. Because Guinevere can be used to deal with the god.
I've been waiting.
Carry pick very early on. That's quite a clever one coming up from Crown Maki, which means that we should be able to see the Claude ban coming through, the Brody as well.
Potential Moskov too. I think Moskov would work really well for the side of Voidia.
Yeah. Moskov could work. I mean, in terms of the strategy overall. But personally, I'd be thinking of banning out the Brody.
Yeah, and because Brody does really mess up carrying lane. Plus, he's also just a really strong burst hero right now.
Agreed. And I mean, once you got the Purify, he's going to be able to escape the attentions of both Guinevere and the Kufra. Granted, he doesn't have the highest mobility, but I mean, Purify is going to just make that all the more better. They opt against banning out that MM counters to the carry. So this does leave quite a few options here for Void in terms of what they want to get sorted out. They know that... Actually, do they know? Because Guinevere is, at this moment in time, is a flex pick, and these flex picks do cause a bit of problems. I mean, I suppose the mage bans might be the way to go.
Yeah, like you said, the flex picks do cause problems. I think they might be thinking that Alice could go jungle. That's why they're banning out Lathora, just in case. But it's not too bad in the jungle, but I do feel like she does need that flicker for it. People just like flicker out of her ult.
Yeah. I mean, looking at what Crown Maki have, it might be best to flex the Gwen into jungle, maybe pick up a user.
I was actually thinking Yuzong or even Alap would be really good for them because they need something a little bit CC immune and tanking that can also get to the board. Because Guinevere can do it with the flicker jump and setup, but it's not so simple in Team 5.
They call me a hero.
Yeah,
because I
agreed,
saved my
agreed.
nation
They're
from
deciding to ban out the YSS, which is a pretty solid ban because, I mean, YSS could be flexed either into the gold or to the jungle. Though YSS into a carry, right? Like YSS does have a better time. He can, in the early game, bully the carry a little bit because he's got some lovely range potential there to deal with us. The final ban, once again, it's the Lilia one because they just want to make sure that Mimic and Circuit are going to have a nice time to be able to get those sets, because a lot of what they have is going to be a combination here with Colin on the god. Crown Maki, and in terms of what they're going to go for, they need to actually draft to maybe disrupt that. Opting for the Sicilian pick, interestingly enough.
That is interesting. Hey, I called it. It does come out.
Yeah. But it was, in terms of the assassin jungles, like Hirara, Suyu, Ling maybe. Because it was like the first 3 bans was heading straight towards that pick, that assassin pick. And are we going to see Subarashi lock onto the Lapu Lapu in the gold lane?
We might, it's looking like it. We might see a lot of gold. I actually rate it. I don't think it's too bad as long as they keep the pressure up. Marsha, that would be very solid actually. There's not many things Marsha can do to that thing because the more you kill it, the more it ults you back, so you're gonna die.
Well, let me provide some little bit of background information. So I was teasing Subarashi when we were having the ENC meeting about picking up a fighter in the gold lane. And his teammates were like, don't rage bait him. Well, now he's got the Marsha in the gold lane. And what I told him was this: I want to see how he can perform with this fighter in the gold lane. Because one of the things said in the server is that Subarashi, best MM gold laner in our server by a long shot. I don't think many people would even dispute that. But his fighter gold lane, they say, there's some potential where you could actually win out against him. And he's like, no, I'm going to show everybody. And so he's a bit of a flex pick from him here. He's going to flex those muscles on the gold lane to show us why he is considered to be the best gold laner in our server. That's going to be an interesting one. But his summer picking up the sun in the jungle.
I think it's not too bad. He does have his ultimate which can you in out the Atlas health as well as get away from the Atlas. I think he's just gonna have a rough time scaling because he might also get invaded. There's a good chance he will get invaded.
Yeah, because I mean the scaling here from the side of Crown Maki is very, very late. You're looking at carry. You're looking at Sicilian, you're looking at Sun. They don't come online very early. This is going to put a lot of pressure here onto Naz and Robs to, in the early part of the game, just keep the team alive. I don't think they're going to be playing very aggressively. They might rotate. We'll see the jungle parting right now. Whether they're going to be going for those aggressive styles, which I would not suggest with the lineup that they have. Because you've got an Atlas, you've got a God, you've got an Alice. These are early game monsters.
Yeah, 100%, especially Alice. Like, there's not much outside of Crown Maki can do to Alice this early into the game. She's just gonna heal through everything.
Yeah. Exactly. So now the mid lane prio battle begins once more. But the same can be said for Void. Right? They also need to be careful of these potential jungle invades. You can see both junglers going for that opposite rotation. However, Lindo using the old parting, which means there's a potential for aggression to come through. Because when you go for the blue buff, 100% you're going to be dealing with those early game invades. The same, you can even see the parting from Circuit as well. It's more towards this left hand side. But he's taking a lot of damage from this combination of Sicilian and Kufra.
Yeah, you can't underestimate the Sicilian damage. Even if it's in the early game, there's still quite a bit of poke.
Yeah, that's true. With that parting, right, it did allow a little bit. Wait, is Lindo... I thought he was almost picking up the first blood. He just waited patiently. I think he was standing there, even baited me out, like thinking that he was going to be AFK. But first blood goes away off Robs. Robs is one of the XP laners that I rate very, very highly.
Yeah, he is really good. Like, he has been, on the side of Crown Maki, him and Nas has been performing, like, so well for their team.
Yeah. I mean, Naz is one of the highest assist rates in the entire AFL tournament so far. Getting a bit of an engagement. What he's doing is just allowing Sicilian to build those stacks, allowing that late game scaling from him to come in a little bit earlier. As Lindo, he left that small camp behind the blue buff, right? So it's going to be available for him as that first turtle of the game is up. And once more, I mean, look at Sicilian's placement using those bats, just forcing Circuit back, and it's giving them the opportunity to get a little bit of an early game pressure. But nice combination that comes out from the side of Lindo and Colin as they get a pick-off kill. Now Shen has to force them back, throwing out those clones. Should be able to secure this, so that's going to be a mid lane pick-off for the turtle. I don't think Crown Maki would be too unhappy with that.
Not at all. I mean, the turtle gives quite a bit of gold to the whole team. Plus, it's also just objective to see in the thing. But it was a very nice play coming up from Lindo, though, getting the stun up onto Sicilian.
Yeah, 100%. Once more, now it's just doing what you expect on your Roma, especially in the early part of the game up against a assassin jungle. And your Stony picking the sun into an Alice is like, Alice is really good at dealing with Sun because she melts through clones. However, I suppose they could use him as a bit of a counter like a split pusher, and then delayed engagements into the fight. As you can see, there's a battle here for the small camp. Sun wins that out. He manages to secure that objective. Meanwhile, mid lane, there's the Brat's Feast committed as Circuit has to flicker back to safety. But now Naz could be in danger, but they just don't have the damage output just yet. Meanwhile, it's a good defeated Subarashi up against Rama here on the gold lane, both quite low, but I mean, Masha winning this engagement out. Naz goes in, but Subarashi, he's already healed back up. He's got one extra health bar. Now, Circuit, he does not have the level 4 timing, otherwise that could have been a big fatal links coming through.
We do see the Matikash has been committed, but now Nasha's being able to flicker out comfortably.
Yeah. This is quite intense. Gold lead pretty even at this stage in the competition or in the game. And this suits the side of Crown Maki quite a bit.
Yeah. They want a nice slow game so they can get their scaling up. Because I'm going to tell you, you're gonna see Sun melt some of these guys down like they're paper. His late game damage is nothing as he said. He might as well not be a marksman.
Yeah. I mean, look, but the positioning from Echoes here, he's been super annoying on that Sicilian, playing it really well. But chase down here onto Robs, I don't think there's the ability to contest for the second turtle. The side of Crown Maki might want to leave this, because you're going to have Circuit online with the Fatal Links, Mimic as well with the Throne of Ruin. They just don't have the positions to deal with it, even though Naz is causing a bit of distraction. But now the engagement onto Robs, who uses the Violet Requiem to try to escape the attentions of Alice. However, Naz, he's in a lot of danger. The chase is on. He uses the Tyrant's Wrath, but there's nobody there to really rescue him. That's going to be a pick-off kill going the way of Avoid eSports.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I agree with you. I don't think they should contest. I mean, with Sun, it would be very easy just to push the tower with Gary.
No, true. There's the Fatal Links landing onto 2. The Mystic Gush comes out as Shani is taken down. The Bat's Feast chase into the back line. And now it should be Echo, who is finally knocked down there by the god.
Yeah, that is a 3-for-0 exchange. Plus, the turtle going in the way of Void. It looks like they're also going to go for the jungle invade here. Kufra is taking quite a bit of damage to the spatial migration into the Violet Requiem, but the damage is just not there, and it's an unstoppable board.
Yeah, meanwhile, Subarashi in the gold lane is just, I mean, he picked up a solo kill, and he's just applying the pressure here in the gold lane, just eating up from that turret. This is going to be the first turret of the game taken down, as the side of Void have gotten themselves to a pretty strong position. Nice flicker coming out from Subarashi, but the chase is on. However, there's God with the Mystic Gush. The turnaround is there. Colin on a monster.
Yeah, Colin is doing really well on this board. He's been very annoying, but I mean, so is Echoes. Echoes' positioning on the Sicilian is something. I'm guessing this is probably one of his comfort pick.
Yeah. I think so too. As we just like if you look at the decision making, okay, there's going to be the bats feast has been committed. Cooper trying to get something done, but he's going to be zoned out from here as Lindo with that immunity, big immunity from the Harara dives in, gets the kill. Now potential jungle invaders onto Barashi. He's into the backline. The fatal links from Circuit gets the setup. Nas trying to do something, just zoning onto Colin. He wants to get the shutdown. Can he get the fast off? He flickers in there. Colin is running. Colin escapes this one just of ticks at that HP bar, turns around and gets a godlike.
It looks like Void has decided to speed things up. We really see Guinevere make the 1 HP escape here. Alice is trying to hunt her down. I think she should be able to get out, as well as the mid lane tower being pressured down here. And Echo is taking the kill. I mean, losing his life in the mid lane.
Yeah. As now Rama commits the light wheels, but there's no real lockdown yet, as the side of Void, as you said, they've just switched up gears. They're in a very, very, very strong position right now to be able to secure the victory, because, I mean, from that very slow start, they've built themselves up almost an 8k gold lead.
Yeah, 100%. And Masha's already looking pretty fit to 03. I mean, Subarashi is going to be causing quite a bit of damage, and it looks like Sun has engaged onto Subarashi here, but the damage is just not there. And there's a mega kill in the top lane, Guinevere going down. But Subarashi just putting the pressure onto the Sun does get the killing spree. Batteries has been committed here. Just trying to get, and carry also with the light wheels, but the Stallion will go down. The damage is just not there, man. Will Carry be able to make it out?
Yeah, Mumik says no, maybe picking up a double, but the damage being dealt there by Subarashi is just too hot to handle. It's a full team wipe. Void have got themselves into pole position. Holy Shield's taken down. They can actually take a tier 3 turret. 8 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. As they melt through the first tier 3 turret, are they going against Subarashi? Fearless. He wants to get a little bit more, has to get himself back out as there's Lindo, the Hirara once more trying to paint up those skills. The retribution does come through with Subarashi on a mega, as Void are just not playing games. Unstoppable for Lindo. They are sharing that damage there as Circuit does go in just to distract the turret, giving a little bit of advantage for the team. One more Holy Shield in the mid lane should be taken down, and you know, I actually thought that if they had a solid engagement, they might have actually beat the quickest time for a game to end in the AFL. So far, that record does stand with the Renab Jutsu, 9 minutes 11 seconds. We just passed that on the clock, so you know, as stronger performances as from Void, they're just slightly off that overall target quickest game.
Yeah, that's just missing out, but it was close. It would have been cool to see. But yeah, it looks like Crown Maki lives to fight another battle. The pressure is on now. The bot lane tower is completely gone, so there will be a slow push constantly for replay. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, the scaling of their composition, it was just a little bit too late game. It's going to be difficult for them to come back from this, right? I don't really see a way back. It would take some actual mistakes coming in from Void for them to be able to pull this one back. The only thing I can see is the lack of an MM the longer this game goes on. But, I mean, this aggression being used by Void is perfect.
Yeah. The lack of the MMO could hopefully, potentially come into play. I would like to just see a little more back and forth. But yeah, they are going to have to find a way to lock down the Martha, because that Marshal's going to just be running straight to that carry.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, carry might have to pick up wind very early. We'll have to rush it.
Yeah. Honestly, I would. But the engagement was almost on here in the mid lane. Just a bit of pressure, just trying to focus some important skills. Just making sure that they can't even leave the base or farm anything here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Crown Maki, you wouldn't be too unhappy being stuck in base. Maybe to Sun, because he does want to split push. But it's a question of wave equilibrium, and it's not quite there yet. Especially with like Colin did clear out the mid lane, and so you're not going to see those wave sinks up. And let's be honest, right? One of the hardest heroes to crack a base open against is going to be the Sicilian, who now throws out the Bats Feast as pressure being applied into the mid lane. Turns into the back line. There is a shutdown onto God as Rara gets a pick of kill in return. It's God-like, but the Sicilian, he is helping clearing the waves. But I mean, the way in which the side of Void crack open this base, even with that without the MM, they pressured everything in here. They take down 3. There's no Sicilian, and they end the game. Oh my goodness, what a play there from Void. I mean, even though the waves weren't like perfectly synced, right? They dived and took everything.
Yeah, I think they saw the gold lead was just like insane, and they knew they had the damage to just burst everybody down, so they just figured, why not?
Yeah. MVP going the way of Lindo with the 8-0 and 8. Now is picking up the MVP for the side of Crown Maki. As, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head into game number 2. Very strong performance there from Void. Both like in the drafting phase and the execution, like they really understood this. I wonder if Crown Maki are going to adapt a little bit. Maybe just make sure that they have just like the overall balance of their scaling is a bit more favorable.
Yeah, they were just lacking that. I think they could have even gone for something interesting like a Eudora there. I think could have done wonders for them, but that Hirara always coming up in their faces. They just didn't have the lockdown abilities necessary.
Yeah, that's true. But we're going to wait for the players to ready up. This is usually that moment where they have a kind of mini discussion on strategy. But I say that I can actually accurately say Subarashi did very, very well on his fighter gold lane, even though I gave him that challenge a few days ago. The man stood up to the challenge.
Yeah, I mean, he flickered it and went straight for the Sicilian because he knew that was the only way they were going to defend. But smart plays.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly right. Sicilian was the real prio in that moment in time, so lovely plays coming through from Subarashi there. But the teams are ready and set. Everybody has rejoined the lobby. Let me just tell them that we are going to be heading into game number 2. I know these are quick turnaround times, as you're watching all my misspelling.
Let me leave it to you and Zorero.
Yeah. As we head into game number 2, everything is ready and set. Actually, I'm supposed to have that set. Crown Maki, Void eSports showing us why they're undefeated, continuing that run. Can Crown Maki put up some points on the scoreboard? Granted, both these two teams have already qualified for the round of 16, but it's pride. It's a matter of pride. Because, like, Zuero, do you really want to lose on stream?
I mean, definitely not. But even still, I do acknowledge that both these teams have already have the enough points to basically move on to the next stage. But it's a heavyweight battle. I mean, like, Crown Maki really facing up against the absolute heavyweight team in this tournament. It's feeling like to them that this is some sort of an honor to just face up against the best, and this could actually allow them to improve to some capacity as they understand the sheer gap between themselves and Void eSports.
Different perspectives.
Oh yes. I mean, it's one of the complaints that I have heard across the few years that I've been involved in the pro scene here in Southern Africa. Is a lot of players who are in these big squads, they say, look, we need more competition because we can only grow if the competition around us is there. I mean, I remember Crown Maki when they first started in competitions. They were good, they had potential, right? But now you could see them slowly starting to realize the potential. They've improved quite a bit. Granted, Void, they're at the pinnacle of the sub-Saharan region of esports and have been for a while now. These are like former EQ members, some Saints members in here. I see one Renab member in there as well in the starting lineup that they have. And this is the lineup minus Velo, who I was listening to people debate about who's the best roamer in the server right now, and Velo definitely has my I bet on him because he is very strong at this moment in time, like as a player.
Indeed. It's interesting to see how things have improved so far, and I do agree on the fact that Velo has a very, very impressive roaming prowess. We can agree on that assessment. As well, also, I'd like to point out another heavyweight also in the roaming draft who impressed me recently was one who actually currently serves to be in the Saint Dynasty lineup. That is Gyro, who to me very much demonstrates some impressive display of very much roaming powers. But so far, looking at this draft right now, I'm kind of liking how both teams decided to just ban out their respect bans. We do see the Hirara there as well as the Gord, and in response, of course, we do see Lucas getting banned. Follow up with Marcel. One thing is certain, as I've seen in the previous match, is that Lucas is a prime, basically he's the core of Crown Maki. You just have to ban Lucas because if you just unleash the beast around Crown Maki, they can very much obliterate the entire matchup. So that's a very interesting ban coming off on the side of eSports.
Yeah. I mean, Lucas is very, very good into these assassin type jungles because he has the mobility to catch up with them because assassin jungles high burst potential. With his Unleash the Beast form, he can tank through that and can chase them down. Big damage output, AoE damage output, and the chase potential as well. So it's quite a solid ban from them. Now, Crown Maki decided to go for a bit of an old school mid lane combo, but it works so effectively. It's the Hylos and Zushin. This is going to make it a little bit more difficult for the side of Void to actually decide what their drafts are going to be like in terms of their frontliners. And with Rama deciding very early on to go with the Dairoth pick, I think it was a little bit preventative. Because if you're picking up Dairoth this early, it means that you're expecting an Esmeralda to come through.
Yes, I do agree on that assessment. I have to take odds on the fact that, as you mentioned, the composition between Zushin and Halos giving off old school style. I have to wonder, this could be some sort of a change in tactic coming from the side of Crown Maki, because in the previous match we saw that they had a very strong late game potential. They had that kind of synergy that they are relying solely on late game, and they did not have much offense and defense when it comes to early game. And Void Esports pretty much had that uniqueness. That draft had a strong early game potential, but so far I'm seeing that Crown Maki has learned from that mistake. They want to have some element of offensiveness in the early game stage. This is the kind of thing they're looking forward to, but it just matters to how execution will be made as the match progresses so far.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that scaling did really affect the outcome of the game, I think. And Void understanding that scaling, they took full advantage of the fact. But there's a bit of a missed ban here from Subarashi. I hope that's not a potential lag out, since it is an online tournament. And Bakian, all the way from Indonesia, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you with us as we're watching some of the big teams here in the African circuit go up against one another. Void Esports on the right hand side, sitting at the pinnacle of that sub-Saharan region. Crown Maki, one of the newer teams to join the tournament scene, definitely showing us what they're capable of. And interesting with the Hanabi ban there. I wonder what that's about.
I actually did not see that coming. The Hanabi ban it's quite a deviant ban. You would most likely never see Subarashi picking Hanabi, but it's interesting. But we'll see how things goes.
Maybe I should have given him that as the challenge. Said play Hanabi in the tournament. Let's see how you do with our dark system hero. Though, do you know, right, that when you're looking at the overall global statistics, including rank matches, not just the pro scene tournaments, Hanabi has one of the highest pick and win rates of any hero.
That's fairly well. To be honest, I cannot deny that Hanabi it can be extremely ruthless in just late game. She is incredibly ruthless, especially when she's just extremely fed. She has that synergy where the opposition is completely just lined up group. She can just melt them. She can just really just destroy them very, very fast. Granted that she can be easily countered. She has that kind of vulnerability. She lacks mobility. She lacks that kind of defensive element. Although she does rely heavily on ages, but when you just throw in someone like Boxia or any kind of burst unit in the mix, he can really just destroy the shield. But so far, the Hanabi can be in the right hands, can be a ruthless element. I'm not saying that she is powerful. I'm just saying that she has a unique potential to just decimate in the right hands and really turn the tide of battle when the situation demands it.
Yeah, well, Hanabi. She'll always remain Dark Sister in my mind. But Mimic goes with that hard counter to the Dairath with the Arlot play there. That's going to be a very interesting battle between Rama and Mimic on the XP lane. Naz, interestingly enough, deciding on the Bernadetta jungle. It's been a while since we've seen Benny in the jungle. So far in the tournament, I think this might be the first time. I stand to be corrected. I should actually go and double check the stats there. And if you want to see the stats for it, waylandergaming.co.za. The AFL tournament, you can check the statistics for most picked, most banned heroes. Zushin very much up there in terms of picks and bans, even after the nerf. I mean, if you actually take a look at the MSC, which is currently ongoing, she is, I think, second most contested hero, just after Marcel.
Marcel, okay, that's no surprise. But I have to say, like, the mana reduction that has been just applied onto Zushin, she loses a lot of mana so quick. So I guess that has contributed a lot of just disinterest in her. But she is still capable if you manage the mana quite well. She can still unleash some potential in certain team fights. But so I'm kind of interested to see how exactly will Crown Maki very much utilize this early game, this prior between Hylos as well as Zushin. So let's see how things will be executed as engagements has started.
Yeah, it's the usual mid lane battle that we expect. Granted, Zetian will have the better time in the mid game, just in terms of wave clear. But the draft is such that we won't expect an aggressive. Oh, wait a minute here. It's Subarashi who's been lagged out. So we do have the system in place where with these online tournaments we usually have the teams in the various Discord servers to be able to say when there's going to be a lag out or something like that. But I don't think the referees spotted this. We're going to have a talk with the referees, right? Okay, granted, Void do like to use their own Discord server, so no one's there to be able to just state, hey, there's a bit of a lag out. But, we can have a word with the referees for the pause here. It should have been done a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I would say that it would have been much more convenient if they were in the DC so that I can immediately communicate the disconnection with Subarashi there. It's kind of giving already Irithel some unique advantage. He's just calmly taking the gold there. So this is an unfair advantage so far. So I hope it does get settled and she gets online on time.
Yeah, because 1-1 will have a little bit of a problem up against an Irithel. She's mobile enough to avoid the stacks from the crossbow tang. And Marcus, I think the stream freezing might be on your end. You might have to reset your Wi-Fi to be able to get that sorted out, because like currently on my end, even though I'm streaming, right, I've got the live stream on one screen, I've got the game here, I've got the streaming software carrying on with OBS, so and I'm not noticing any amount of lag issues, so you might want to reset your Wi-Fi.
Yes, I hope they do reset the Wi-Fi. And so far it's been quite nearly, I would say, 2 minutes so far during the pause time. I'm hoping that things get sorted so quick.
Yeah, let's hope. I'm just gonna make sure that everything is okay.
Yeah, yeah. I do hope that in this kind of lineup, I do take favoritism with how I would say like the composition with Zushin as well as Hylos. That synergy is still well one of the old school favorite. It does work well. It gives them some element of early game pressure as long as it's utilized well. Although I'm not really liking the separation between Zushin and Hylos I do see right now, but it's better that they always add together so that it can have some synergy to unleash and very much put pressure onto Void Esports.
Yeah. Looks like they've got a full-on
First blood.
DC, as the first blood does go the way of Dharma on the Dairat. So Void are going to be playing with a member down here. That's kind of crazy.
It's definitely crazy. As we do see right now, there's Hylos really just giving some vision onto his team right now. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain this is wise. It could be a bit too risky, especially fairly far distance from the mage there.
Yeah. Well, but I suppose like being aggressive might be okay. Like Hylo's taking a lot of damage here. They're getting a decent degree of control. This should be a kill, but oh, look at this from the Tyrant. He comes in. Is this a potential turnaround? He needs the time to get in the dash in, but however, Lindo with the Mountain Shocker picks up the kill and allows his team to disengage as well. So Void, even with the numbers disadvantage, keeping themselves within touching distance of the gold, with the Colin just doing a double sort of job here. He's playing gold lane mid.
Indeed. And in just off stream right now, there are some engagement right there in top lane.
Oh, Eclectic Blades comes out from Nas as meanwhile, Lindo with a pick off into the mid lane. Somehow White are making this 4v5 work in their favor. Granted, Mountain Shocker has been coveted. There's no way they can really contest for these neutral objectives, though. That's going to be a bit too challenging.
Indeed, it's a similar sequence of events that happened in the first match. Just Void Esports conceding the first turtle of the match, but could very likely just have some unique advantage to take the second, because like they did manage to take the second turtle of the match in the previous match. So I'm wondering how exactly can they capitalize, because at this point we're seeing Crown Maki very much disciplined in their offensive style, really just utilizing their Hylos and using combo there. It could really amount to something drastic, as right now I do see some possible engagement in top lane. Could we see a ganking onto Daroth as we do see engagement taking place?
Yeah, Abyssal Strike did land, but that Mountain Shocker final slash combination, just enough power there to take out Daroth without too much of harm being done. And with that, Void will be able to, like, I mean, they've got the gold lead on their side. I will say that Colin's kind of getting fed on the Zushin, because he's got double waves to clear, gold lane and mid, but now he's going to be pressured in as Echo's deciding to just allow that wave to push in so you can get that the placement sorted out. Colin just being very careful not to overextend too much, but meanwhile it's just like there's like a huge battle in the XP lane. Like neither team wants to allow anything to go on in that XP lane. Just pick off.
Just pick off. But so far, I'm kind of liking just how Crown Maki is being disciplined right now. They're not trying to make any risky move, but it really matters to how attrition will run. As we do see the Electro final ball really crashing in onto the opposition right now, but it's going to be Benedetta having to force a retreat.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Fatal Links was committed, but the drag back is in there as the glorious pathway coming out from the Hylos. I mean, this is what I would have expected them to start doing from around about now, Crown Maki. It's best to play very aggressively. When you have the numbers advantage on your side, you can actually go in super aggressive. However, without the Hylos, there's just so much pressure being applied here onto his summer on the Zushin, who could be chased down by Arlot. Mimic just on the hunt as Zushin does manage to run back to safety. However, Nas in the mid lane is killed in response as that discipline that they were using a bit earlier on, Crown Maki, seems to have faded somewhat.
Indeed. As we just saw right now, Crown Maki is just taking the second total of the match, uncontested, but they did have to sacrifice one of their allies in return. It could have been much more drastic. They still have a decent goal lead, just minimal at just 5k goal lead, 500 goal lead actually. So I'm wondering how long can these keep this up? Because like, to be fair, Void eSports like to play it early aggressive, but so far they don't seem to have enough opportunity to very much level up that level of pressure that is needed to just crush down the spirit of Crown Maki. But it does appear that both teams are just being disciplined in both their offense and defense.
Yeah. But the longer this game goes on, then, you know, the numbers will start to tell as we move through the various phases of the game. Now Atlas being lifted up, but Fury of the Phoenix comes out from Colin as the glorious pathway comes through. The fatal links into the back as they get one drag back and they take out Nas once more. And oh my goodness, it's a 2-for-1 trade-off as Void. I like not just maintaining like a... Okay, they have lost the goal lead, but they're actually maintaining like the kill count in their favor.
I mean, I guess that's true. We have to take acknowledgement. Like right now, I'm seeing Void eSports really being put to a defensive mode, but there could be engagement right now as we do see Zushin gets taken down by Zacian there, but there could be an engagement right now as we do see the perfect match connecting onto Dara there, but Dara gets taken down severely, and that's the final slash really connecting on to Hylos, and that's a 3 for 2 exchange going in favor of Crown Maki there. That's going in favor of Void eSports, sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm just impressed with the offensive style of Void eSports. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how they're staying involved in this. Oh, but the Mountain Shocker comes out once more. It's unstoppable for Mimic as Void. They're making the best of a bad situation. Not even just making the best of a bad situation. They're actually in the ascendancy. They're in the lead. Granted, the towers are a problem, and I suppose that's the best strategy for Crown Maki since they're getting picked off all the time. They might just want to use a push strategy, just use the fact that there's not going to be the number advantage on the side of Void, and just be able to split push everybody, control the game like that, and then build into a position to snowball this. Now the dive here onto a Hylos takes a lot of poke damage. Zushin throws out the lantern, wants to potentially build some stacks, but the positioning from Colin so on point. He's just standing on the very edge of that skill and keeping away from the stacks. In the meantime, like his summer is just burning up the mana.
Indeed, actually does prioritize further pressure as we do see engagement here in top lane.
Yeah, it's the fatal links, even though the Buster Strike did land. Now finally Naz can be able to find that angle into the backline. Crimson Lantern has been committed. They can continue this battle onto Circuit here on the Atlas, and he's finally taken down. But the side of Void, they trade this for the mid lane turret. Very quick response from them as they're trying to hope to get this into... I don't even know if late game's going to work for them, because who's going to be scaling into the late game for them without the 1-1?
Indeed, Zubarashi. I'm just noticing now that Zubarashi has been just offline, but despite this deficit, what are you supposed to showcasing some element of offense, even though they're just having a 5v4 situation. But Crown Maki, seeing the Aerothel just chasing down onto Zacian, but looks like he's gonna get caught down by YSS there.
Yeah, they could potentially go in here for a little bit more. There's the Crimson Lantern, but the Eclectic Blades from Bernadetta gets the shutdown kill. Fatal links from Atlas, not quite underneath the turret, but there's Zushin. She's got the numbers that she requires. They get the force on. Can they open up this mid lane? It is possible. It's just YSS left to defend this, but the side of Crown Maki opting to go for the Lord. And with this, they've built themselves up a little bit of a gold lead. However, Void, 4v5 and... still in the contest. Amazing stuff from them.
Indeed, very amazing stuff right there. As we do see possible engagement onto Zacian there, having to use the Free of the Phoenix defensively, but gets taken down by Zushin there.
Yeah, Bernadetta's damage that dive into the backline. And Mobiki's on the chase. Oh, he gets the pick off kill. They are recalling in the rubber. It's not always the best place to recall.
Indeed, why would you just recall wide open there? But that was just an easy kill by Outlet, really just taking advantage of the lack of cannons by Zushin there.
Yeah. And Agentica, the items, I've just put them up on screen for you. You can check what everybody's building. It's full damage from the side of Crown Maki, which is one of the reasons why the side laners and things are getting burst down. Dairoth is like just a straight full damage build. You can see just one combination, not even the full combo. Atlas down to half HP. Void are in a bit of trouble right now without an MM being available. The Lord was cleared out quite quickly, so Eclectic Blades being used just to secure this, but somehow Void, their mid lane turret, is still standing strong.
Indeed, despite having to lose so many turrets, they still maintain the mid-tier turret. It's kind of interesting to see how much they can showcase this level of defense, as we do see Halos in trouble all alone, gets likely taken down by Arlet, as we do see engagement into mid lane right now, but having to make it in time to defend against a possible turret takedown.
Yeah, the split from the side of Crown Maki is making it a little bit easier for the side of Void, because with everybody split pushing, I mean, you have the Mage trying to secure a tier 2 turret, now Zushin in the front line, with only an Irithel close by, you don't have your damage sponge. It's a nice sort of like the center of a Tinky, it's nice and soft and creamy for them to be able to engage when you don't have your front line available. And this is where a lot of the pickoffs for the side of Void are coming.
Indeed. It's very interesting to see how much can they be just basically having to showcase this level of defense. I mean, like already they are just marksman down. They don't have a marksman. So this really just nullifies their late game potential quite a lot. But still, how long can they maintain defense, especially on the mid-tier turret? As we do see the perfect match connecting onto Hylos, severely having to use the Fiddle lanes connecting hard onto both units.
Yeah, meanwhile, the dive coming in from Rama, who does get a kill in response. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but Hylos, he is quite low. Can he escape the Zushin with the lift off, as there's going to be the Sky Piercer procced from the Dairoth, and he picks up a double potential now to put pressure into the mid lane, as Dairoth wants to dive in, goes with the Petrify combination of Buzzles strike to end it off, and well, this is the moment where the game is going to change. Numbers do tell. Indeed. At the end of the day.
At this point, Dairoth is an absolute menace. The Abyssal Strike is such a heavyweight right now, especially combined with the Sky Piercer. It goes down to be an extreme burst damage. I mean, combined as well with the Petrify, it's an absolute menace. As we do see, the Lord gets taken down by Crown Maki. This will be in favor. Basically, it's looking to be a possible ending angle, but they still have to maintain pressure. They cannot allow Void eSports to really have some opportunity to essentially take it down. Possible engagement right there. We just saw Zushin taking a lot of damage. Has to retreat right now.
Yeah. But with this Lord, this is beyond the 12-minute mark. No Holy Shields will be available. Crown Maki will be hoping to try to crack the base open and go in. Oh, Lindo just dashes back. Nice quick fingers from him. It is quite impressive. Void still sticking with their tier 3 turrets at this stage of the game with the disadvantage. However, it's starting to show a little bit as the combinations play from the side of Crown Maki is coming through. They don't have the wave equilibrium quite yet. The mid lane and top lane are synced up, so potential to at least get into the base here. Colin once more throwing out those skills, wants to get a bit of protection. First phase, I mean, they do have an insane amount of vision now. Zushin with the Crimson Lantern almost getting the lift up, but once more Void, they're just protecting these turrets with their lives. The way they're actually layering the skills to deal with this. Finally the base is cracked open. The glorious pathway being committed by Hylos as he's getting the chase into the backline, but now the dive is in there. But the fury of the Phoenix into the Fatal Links combination, however, It's a 2-for-1 trade as Immortal is on the hunt. She's just melting. It's going to be just a 3v2 for the defense. The wave's not quite here yet, as the side of Crown Maki actually, they could have, if Immortal went to the mid lane, they could have synced up the lanes a little bit more. Rama just wants to make sure this is going to be a possibility of getting another tier 3 turret, which he does manage to do. I don't think they can end the game just yet, but he's got other ideas, engaging onto Lindo, but could be caught out because Lindo holding on, doesn't have the mountain shocker, but Dyrot, he dives into the back line. He's gonna get picked off. It's a shutdown. They underestimated the damage output of Lindo at this stage in the game.
Indeed, Dyrot really just risking it, trying to take down Zation there, but that was extremely risky, and he did pay. He did just pay for that. It's looking like in some capacity this match will reach a very late game level, considering how Void managed to defend.
Yeah, now the engagement onto Robs uses the glorious pathway, the re-engagement into the back and Bernadette a second skill, but she's gonna get hunted down. It's gonna be once more Lindo on this YSS with the pickup. Now to chase this out, they should be able to take down the Hylos as well. That's a 2-for-1 trade in their favor. And with the juggler out there, are they gonna actually try to get a contest onto this Lord? It is gonna be difficult, especially with Dyrot and an Immortal close by, and the waves pushing in, the side of Void being forced back by that wave equilibrium. You can see like a big wave being built up. Now granted, Lindo is going to be able to farm up quite a lot from this, but can he have the damage output to carry his team across the finish line? That's the big question.
Indeed, that is the big question. Void eSports very much in a not so usual position. It's not so common to see Void eSports being in the defensive mode, but looking like Lindo connecting onto Zushin there, and the Fiddle Links connecting hard onto Zation, and that's Zation getting taken down.
Yeah, Immortal with the heavy crossbow into the backline. Lindo built the immortality. As with these pickups, they just keep on buying themselves time and space. Now, I think Subirashi, after all of that, is finally back into the game. Oh my goodness, they actually now have the potential to win this. Void.
Interesting. It's impressive to see how things have changed so far. Crown Maki had a decent chance to actually have to end. But they did fail the wave equilibrium, but so far they have to contest the Lord, which is something that they shouldn't do. As we do see petrification heading hard onto 2 units, as we do see possible engagement as going forward, but that's going to be Sacred getting taken down. The final last connection hard, and that's Dara with the triple kill. This could be an upset. This could be a possible upset, as we do see Crown Maki not taking any interest for the low takedown. They know they have this is a chance to get this. Are they going to end? Are they going to end as we do see the pictures that connected onto 1-1? And that's a shutdown onto Daroth. But still, the minions, that's a win. That's an insane upset. Never seen before. Never thought. But here it is. Void eSports streak has ended. Void eSports has been defeated by an unexpected twist. Granted, the 1-1 was a huge deficit on the opposition, but still an impressive display on offense with an MVP going to Dara and an MVP also going in Lindo. GG's to both teams.
Yeah. So sadly, for Void eSports undefeated streak comes to an end, and the points get shared between these two teams sitting on top of the log. Granted, that a bit of a connection issue there with Subarashi on the 1-1 was a major factor in the outcome of the game. Who's impressed me was Lindo on that YSS. I mean, number one, it's a YSS, right? You're very susceptible to early game pressure. I mean, he really put a performance in on that. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the players of Crown Maki. You can only play who you're up against, right? And you are up against a 4-man, so you know they got the victory at the end. That engagement from Dairoth, amazing, picking up. We'll give him the maniac, an unofficial maniac, because that last skill there onto the 1-1 was quick enough to be able to get 4 kills, but not quick enough to get the official Maniac. So we'll give him that Maniac. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be heading into game number 2 very shortly. So we're going to have the pause screen up and running. It's more excitement in terms of the matches to follow. It's Purgatory Gildan 2 up against Woah. And we're going to get to see, I think, one of the most famous players in Malaysia from the Southern African region. Super Light. Mr. Lightless himself. The recall man, as they like to call him in Malaysia. So he's going to be playing in this next match. Purgatory Gildan 2 up against Boah. That game will be kicking off in the next, like, say, 2 to 3 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Don't forget to smash that like, share, and subscribe buttons as we continue with the competition.
Late night, dark blue, feel that way. No rush, I don't chase. Move slow, set the pace. All calm, all wait. Dark blue, low light, no talk, just vibe. Step in, whole night, all eyes, don't lie. Came in quiet, no scene made, no flashes, clean shade. Everything move when I say, no rush, let it play. Cold air, slow res, no stress, no tears, all smooth, no mess, just steps, Wait, let it ride like that, slow, bring it right back. Dark blue, feel that way. No rush, I don't chase. Move slow, set the pace. All calm, all wait. Dark blue, low light, no talk, just vibe. Step in, whole night, all eyes, don't lie. All black, blue tint glass, no pass, just pass. No sound, just bass. Everything in place, low tone, don't flex. No need, just press. One move, that's set. No doubt, no guess. Down, feel it in your chest, slow, slow. Everything connect now. Dark blue, feel that way. No rush, I don't chase. Move slow, set the pace. All calm, all wait. Dark blue, low light, no talk, just vibe. Step in, whole night, all eyes, don't lie. Yeah. Stay cool. Stay cool.
Midnight calling. You feel it too. Low flame flicker in the dark. Cold wind whisper through my heart. Every step echo like a spark. Something tearing me apart. I hear your name in the night, but it don't sound right. Like a ghost in the light, pulling me in. Don't run, don't run. Don't hide too late. Feel it close, can't escape. Heartbeat racing, feel that break. It's inside. Wide awake. Don't don't speak. Every breath getting weak. Too deep, too far, no sleep. It's inside, underneath.
Slow walk, I don't chase, just follow. Same road, same pain, same hollow. Guitar cry with a tone so cold, like a story already told. Feel that weight in the air right now. Every move got a shadow now. Turn around, but there's no way out. It's locked in.
Wait, it's right behind you. Don't run, don't hide, too late. Feel it close, can't escape. Heartbeat racing, feel that break. It's inside. Wide awake. Don't run, don't fight, don't speak. Every breath getting weak. Too deep, too far, no sleep. It's inside.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the stream. We told you it would just be a short moment in time. We head into Purgatory Guild 2 up against Boah, Woah. Both teams already into the drafting phase as I hand you over to Master Merlin and Zuero as they will be taking us through this best of 2.
Thank you very much. Alright, it's gonna be
major.
Sorry?
Major. I was just saying, Purgatory has been putting up a major performance lately. I do think they have a very good chance to win this match against Boah if they keep the discipline that they've been putting towards the game, the previous matches.
Yeah, that's a very fair assessment so far. I can agree on that element. I mean, Purgatory Guild has been quite the ruthless element so far, but looking at their draft so far, just banning out the Marcel, I mean, it's already been given that Marcel is a huge heavyweight in this lineup. It's just a ruthless element, and Purgatory Guild looking to just get that annoying unit out of the way, as also in response having to ban out Sora as well as God, who also dishes out just some true damage. Could be a likely respect ban on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, Purgatory has been doing really well with God on both teams, so I do understand the ban. Plus, it's a really strong mage right now, and it's a solid first pick. You know that you can just go for if you want to buy some time to look at other options.
True. But let's look at how these teams are standing right now, because like so far, Boah, or as I look at it right now, it's sitting at position 4 right now in the Group A, very much likely to be drafted, just having to move on to the next stage. But Purgatory Guild, not so much likely, as they do stand to be in position 5, very much in its 6 points so far. I'm guessing in some likelihood, despite everything, I would say that Purgatory Guild, even if they win this match, there's not a much chances they have to actually advance to the next stage, as given also they already suffered 4 losses during the AFL tournament right now. They don't have enough margin to basically win. They don't have enough points. But so far, I'm guessing this could be some kind of a big match for them, a very final match, just to showcase their offensive strike, offensive power. I mean, this is Purgatory Guild 2, so I'm just curious to see what sort of lineup they're going to bring, what sort of offense and defense they're going to just unleash against Boah. I mean, Boah is also another ruthless heavyweight. They have to watch out. So I'm kind of curious to see how things are going to be unleashed between these two teams as they're about to collide against each other.
Yeah, very true. I'm surprised that Purgatory for banning the Atlas if they are having first pick. I'm guessing they probably have something very like specific in mind that they want to go for. They're already getting banned out here by Boah. Very solid hero. Like I mean, if you got the space to make your aura work and the quick fingers, she can do wonders
Among
for
the
you.
planes exists the equilibrium.
I mean, I do agree. Hirara is kind of like a menace, but so far she hasn't really grown up to be a much more favorable hero, especially even though she's new. Back when I heard it, while she was in the advanced server in the beta testing, she was extremely destructive. She was like an absolute menace. Then before she about to debut, she got nerfed severely, and a lot of community in the ML has been quite more just distasteful at the fact that her damage is quite minimal, demand her buff. But despite this deficit, she can turn out to be a very decent unit when utilized correctly. I mean, we did see how Void eSports can handle Hirara quite well. She can be an absolute menace. The CC, the untargetable elements that she brings out, she can really just be that masterful unit. But I'm liking the pick onto Carry there, really just denying Purgatory Guild from picking off any tanky lineup. That's like a deterrent so far. But in response, the Brody has been picked up, really trying to add as a kryptonite against Carry. What do you think?
Yeah, Brody's a solid matchup against Gary. The damage output plus he does have the range difference on her. So it's going to be a really rough time laning for this carry, but I do understand why they wanted to maybe pick up the carry. That tells me they're going for a super tanky lineup, and they're expecting an Esme pick here since the Pakito was blocked immediately. I'm guessing they were drafting towards picking up the Pakito, but not banning out the Esme might come to bite him in the end. But look, fucking still rotate much faster than Esme can, and can still burst down the squishes without any problem, even if he does happen to die for it.
True. The Pakito will have to play safe, especially having to face up against Esmeralda. We do know so far that every time we have seen the presence of Pakito, Esmeralda has been the common response in the presence of a non-ban Esmeralda. She's just picked just as a counter, especially with how we saw Carry being picked, and as a response we saw Brody being picked up. It's looking to be a more, so far, even though the match hasn't started, we do see like there is a war going on. It's a psychology warfare between these two units. They're just trying to dish out some bans, pick, bang pits, counter pick. It's a whole wave of just interchanging going on. We do know for a fact that the drafting phase is the most critical phase before the match starts. So both teams have to play it very, very careful, as we are seeing.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that Kai got banned out so early, because it did look like they wanted to go super tanky. Maybe they have a different kind of tank jungler in mind. I am expecting a tank jungler from the side of Boah. But Zushin getting banned out is the solid choice coming through here from Purgatory. They don't want to deal with all of that, pickups and displacements, and like also her ult is kind of like a flicker, man. So she can be there one moment and just reposition the next very, very seamlessly. But I'm expecting to see some jungle bans coming out the side of Purgatory. And granted, they might limit themselves, but as long as they know what they're trying to get, it should be fine.
Indeed, it should be fine. But so far, Purgatory Guild's lineup with the Pakito pick, we do know that they have an XP damage so far. They have an XP damage, so I'm wondering, could they go for a more soft pick, something like a fighter jungle? Because like they don't have enough frontline so far. Purgatory Guild lacks a frontline. They yet to pick basically their tank, who's likely has to be a tank, because like I don't think they can afford going for a more support lineup. But I'm kind of curious, just wondering, the Hanzo ban there kind of took me off guard. But the Hanzo ban, it could be a respect ban. I'm not sure, because it's very likely that maybe Purgatory Guild is very proficient with Hanzo, and we do heard that Hanzo could likely receive another interesting buff. But so far, I'm kind of curious to see the final ban on the side of Purgatory Guild 2 right now.
Let's fight to our heart's content.
Your team
The Beast getting banned out. Interesting.
Yeah, the Lucas ban, I'm guessing that might either be a respect ban or just they don't want to deal with the Lucas's early game damage and pressure that he can bring, especially with in combination with the Beleric. I think Beleric was a very smart pick here by Boah. It is kind of like a soft counter to Paquito, being as when he engages, if the Wrath of the Dryad does get committed at the right time, like Paquito's pretty much just stuck in there. But I'm curious to see what kind of lot what they're gonna go for right now. Valentina being shown on the screen. That is not a bad choice at all. You can pick up the Fear of the Phoenix, and it does limit the tank options coming out the side of Purgatory, because I'm guessing they're probably gonna want to go for something like a Grok.
I didn't cure the pain. I harnessed it.
Indeed, it could very well be a very strategic idea to pick up the Grog, but with the Valentina pick, they know that should they pick a Grog, they could very much face up against an opposition with a stolen tectonic charge from Grog. So it has to be a careful consideration as to what kind of lineup will Purgatory Guild pick, because like this is a very, very sensitive situation for them. They know that the opposition has carry. So if they go for a tank, they have to choose a tank that can, in some capacity, be able to resist your onslaught of carry, as well adding into the mix as we have someone like Beleric, as well as just also Valentina being able to steal the ult of any tanks, whoever she wishes. So let's see what kind of drop they're gonna pick, and it's gonna be Hylos as well as Sayu there. We know Sayu is an assassin and fighter, so this is turning out to be a very interesting comps, as well with the Fear of the Phoenix from Zeshin. This could turn out to be a very decent drop, but I would advise that both teams have to play extremely careful, especially on the side of Purgatory Guild. They have some counter picks from Boah. I mean, their ruthless carry already elevates Boah, having some late game potential. So let's see how things are gonna go, as Blank is gonna make the final enemy pick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't rate the Suyu pick since there is 4 magic damage dealers. Make that 5. It's gonna be easy for the itemization on Evander and potentially Paki, so they can just pick up the magic, the defense that they need. But Suyu is gonna get bursted down a lot. He's gonna take quite a bit of damage. Yeah, it's all gonna come down to like execution, and itemization is gonna be really key. Even at like basically everybody's magic damage except for the carry.
That's true. So far, I am kind of taking favoritism in terms of draft. I'm kind of loving the draft on the side of Boah. They have a lot of counter picks. I mean, like especially with Harley thrown in, he can do something against the Sayu. They're really just dishing out their deadly magic. Just can very much in some capacity just delete out Sayu, depending on whether Sayu can counter, just outplay the Harley just damage there. But it really, this whole synergy, just this whole lineup really just depends on how both teams are going to execute their draft perfectly.
Yeah, as we enter the land of dawn, let's find out what's gonna happen. They are gonna have to watch out for the Fear of the Phoenix and the stolen Fear of the Phoenix, especially coming out with the Beleric. Milos was not a bad choice considering that the Valentina was present, but I think I would have gone for a little bit more sustained, like Minotaur perhaps. This would have been like, yeah, you are gonna probably give the ult over to the Valentina, but she doesn't have the tankiness to survive that whole CC that comes out there. She will potentially get bursted down.
Indeed, that's a very fair assessment. I can agree to that, as I'm kind of worried to see how Paquito will fare up against Esmeralda. We do know that Esmeralda can be a ruthless element against Paquito, so this could turn out to be a vicious offense towards Paquito, as we do see possible engagement there, but there has been some disengagement as both teams just trying to play it very, very careful. Neither side just don't want to risk it. Just really, there hasn't been so far any early game pressure. There's not much contest so far, so I'm kind of curious to see how things will turn out as we are submitted to a pause meta.
Back into the realm of pause, man. We've been sent into the void. But yeah, at the time, it's looking pretty even. Paquito did manage to clear his lane. I think he's looking to get a quick engagement here. onto Kubo, from Kubo from Bo. I think he's gonna just try and poke her down as much as he can, or potentially even get a kill. He's gonna have to watch his positioning though, since Galaric is there.
Indeed, I can agree. Like, Pokito has already cleared his lane, so he could be looking towards a possible engagement, as we do see Beleric really just giving off vision, trying to zone out Pokito there, and Pokito being forced to retreat, as right now Pokito Gil looking towards a possible engagement in gold lane right now, as they do rotate for a possible, what could likely be a ganking, but there's not much interest towards that regard, and Beleric just zoning out Sayu, not letting anything happen. But I'm wondering how things will turn out, as also the first turtle will be spawning in just 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were just trying to get the farm up there. If Kerry did manage to overextend, the engagement would have been on. I think they were just looking for something, but they also have to consider that it is turtle time, so they don't want to push too much. As you see, the pressure is here onto the mid lane. Hylo's getting poked quite low. He has to commit the revitalize. And the turtle is up, being started here by Blank. They're trying to get the way in here. They're trying to force a way in here, but the zoning is so impressive. So you're just trying to get some poke damage out here. The stolen Fury of the Phoenix has been committed here. The turtle does go in the way of Boah. And the actual Fury of the Phoenix has been committed as well. But Evander getting taken down, as well as the Beleric. That is a 1-for-1 exchange, but the turtle has gone in favor of Woah. As well as the blue buff almost getting stolen here. But Tsuyu manages to get out, as well as Akito getting taken down here by the Esmeralda. Well, that'll be a 1-for-0 exchange by the blue buff.
Indeed, that's a 1-for-1 exchange. But so far, I'm kind of interested to see how exactly can Puerto Gil really just facing up against this level of pressure. I mean, they're facing up against a lineup with heavy levels of counter picks so far, because we have Boah with essentially a carry there, really just solidifying their late game potential. But I'm wondering to what extent can Pokito be able to resist against this essentially very violent Esmeralda, just right now just dishing out a lot of damage onto Pokito. Pokito just is being forced to play it safe right now.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of hard counter him. The best thing that Pokito can really do in laning against Esme is just try to cut his lane as often as possible. He does need help, especially once he eventually picks up the anti-QRS. He's gonna take no damage from the guy.
Oof.
But the engagement is on here under the tower. Esmeralda just running away. So the glorious battle has been committed. Everybody's onto this Alice, man. I mean, this Esmeralda he is getting taken down quite low, but the shield coming out is just allowing us to sustain so much damage. Look at this. Insane. The Fury of the Phoenix has been committed, and that will be the final throw as Tsuyu picks up the kill onto the Esmeralda.
Indeed. I mean, like, both sides had just a similar trade-off. Like, we do see Purgatory going up against Esmeralda as well in response for just trying to just take down Brody. So both sides had an equal takedown on either side, but we do see the Deadly Magic connecting on to Brody, and that's going to be a possible takedown, and that's a killing spree going in favor of Harley there, and that's really going to be a direct focus on the turtle, as doesn't appear to be enough contest. Doesn't it look like Purgatory Gil is anyway interested trying to contest the turtle, as the turtle does fall in favor of Boah.
Yeah, I mean, they got to set it up first. The marksman was down, carrier was available. It was going to be a really risky turtle engage unless we tried to go for the steal. But they also needed to get the time. As we do see the engagement, he's onto Paquito. Yeah, Esmeralda doing quite a bit of damage, but has to back up herself as the tower has been putting work there for. But yeah, they're just trying to just trying to put pressure onto this mid lane tower. Unable to take it as well because the means has been cleared or the powers was getting in.
Indeed, that's a very clear assessment. Because, like, as I said, like, Pokito is having a hard time against Esmeralda right now, just having to force the recall, not really having any advantage. Because, like, we do see that, like, the knockout strike not dealing much damage as needed against the Esmeralda. So this Pokito has to play safe in some capacity. Has to just trade lanes with Brody if that is to be eligible to some capacity. Because, like, right now Brody has no ways to just farm in, because like he lost his outer turret, as we do see possible engagement onto Hylos, really getting all the poking from Bellaric as well with Valentina there, as we could see possible engagement as the opposition really going for it. Jungling invade right now with Spirit of Within is connecting hard, and we do see the Wrath of Dryads, but there's nothing on either side. There's not a trade. Neither side has lost. But we do see the connecting on the Deadly Magic with Harley there, but not enough takedown there. But despite the offensive style, it does appear like so far Boah has already taken down the mid-tier turret, so it's now looking pretty on the side of Purgatory Guild. And the knockout, an impressive knockout there, really Purgatory using it defensively, just trying to gauge some defense.
Yeah, I mean, in the distraction of that massive team fight, Boah managed to pick up 2 turrets, plus the kill there in the bot lane onto the Brody. Ali just trying to set up a little bit of a push there. But I mean, Cherry is going to be able to melt down the turtle, no problem, without any distance. Ali might get a force out here in the bot lane, as we do see the engagement is onto you trying to get that damage, but does he have it? Ali goes back to the hat and he does the run, but it's Suyu getting taken out instead on the counter engager, as Ali does commit the Deadly Magic onto the Hylos, but I mean, it's a Hylos who's gonna just tank through it all with the Revitalize into the play as well. But Valentina picking up the steal here onto the Zeti, and what a play, as Brody also gets the pick off onto Valentina in exchange. That'll be a 2-for-1 exchange here in the bot lane. Insane plays. Harley just getting out by the skin of his teeth, man.
Indeed, as we do see Paquito there with a knockout strike, but gets taken down by essentially his own kryptonite. Esmeralda, really just Esmeralda has been an absolute menace so far. It could have been wise for Purgatory Guild to really just ban out Esmeralda, not allowing a pig onto Paquito, because it's not safe when up against a ruthless element like Esmeralda. I could consider like something like it does appear that Paquito already secured the Seal House, but I was going to advise that he picked that up, but he already did, so that's a very nice itemization. As you do see the Deadly Magic connecting onto Brody, will Brody escape the Wrath, but that's going to be an unstoppable kill going onto Harley there. That's some damage. I mean, like right now, we do see Harley with a 40 Sky Piercer stack right now. It's looking to be an extreme offense going hard, especially with Hylos not being able to sustain all the damage. The Deadly Magic connecting hard onto Sayu. Will Sayu sustain? And that's another takedown. This Harley is on a rampage right now, really just taking out huge core members of Purgatory Guild. This is an extreme offensive style coming in hard, and that's going to be a free Lord, uncontested, especially in the absence of a jungler that is Harley. Really not interested with the Retri battle, but so far it's looking to be a very powerful ending angle in favor of Boah. This is just going to be a very, very intense defense that is very much needed on the side of Purgatory Guild too.
Yeah, I mean, Ali just escaping that flicker combination there from Paquito. Very nice quick fingers there by Blank on the side of Boah. But look, it's really hard. Like, it's going to be a really rough game, especially because they don't really have the kind of shred that they need to deal with this Esmeralda, like you said. As the game goes on, she's just going to get tankier and tankier. I'm not even sure Brody will be able to burst. But I do think he should have prioritized early Rose Gold for this Ali, because the Ali just keeps picking the man up. I feel sorry for this Brody. But the pressure is on. The waves are being synced up here as much as you can. The mid lane tower is still barely standing. But it should be able to get it down and get the sync up and running. As we do see that the Lord is marching down here this top lane tower. The Boah just trying to find the space, trying to find the angle, want to pop those holy shields, but they just can't. The Fury of the Phoenix is into the mix. Carry taking quite a bit of damage. The Stolen Fury of the Phoenix is into the mix, as well as the Wrath of Drive being committed here. But Esme dives in and everybody goes down. That is 3 people already down for the defense.
Wow.
Will we see them? Will we see the ending angle here? Will they be able to lock onto the base? Ali's just locking onto the base, doesn't care about anything, and that is game 1, set and match.
Wow. What a beautiful performance on Boah, really just capitalizing on the vulnerability on the side of Purgatory Guild too. It didn't even matter that the Purgatory Guild had the Holy Shield up. They still managed to end, and it's quite considerable to see that Esmeralda has been a very vicious element. It could have been wise to ban out the Esmeralda, but so far it's a very impressive display of offense. I'm gonna give them credit to Boah. That's a very huge win, and we do see the MVP going to Esmeralda, and now they're on the opposition getting an MVP, and that's going to be Brody going home with a box of chocolate. GG's to both teams.
Yeah, that was a very nice wrestle try there at the end by Superman. Man got into a beautiful position.
I know. I saw that. That was an impressive display. Like really just coming onto the backline, really compromising the opposition. Just impressive display of offense there, but really counter engage. The follow-up was really spot on the side of Boah. They deserved that win. The execution was simply brilliant.
Yeah. That is game one. As we are waiting to for the teams to ready up, have a little bit of discussion. You know, while we're waiting for the second game.
Yeah, the discussion talks. So, gentlemen, that was a pretty fun game to watch, at least from the spectator seat. I'm sure you guys enjoyed casting this. Now, in terms of the performance that Boah showed, right, it was quite strong. But Purgatory, they had their moments as well. Do you think the victory came down to just straight execution-wise, or favoring maybe the draft of Boah over Purgatory?
For me, I think it was the itemization that failed him quite a bit, especially with the Brody. I think he should have known, okay, Harley's instant is probably going to target me the most. I gotta get me an early rose gold, and slightly as well on the execution.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, itemization makes such a huge difference. Even though you could have a winning draft, if you don't itemize accordingly or appropriately, it puts yourself in a lot of danger. I mean, when you look at the pro games, for that matter, right? They're always itemizing somewhat on the defensive side, because it's all about survivability. You notice how often these pro players escape with like 1 HP, apart from having like phenomenal micro abilities. Itemization is a huge part of that, right? But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading into game number 2. It's already Boah with first blood being drawn. They've got the victory. As I hand you back to Master Merlin and Zoero as they take us to game number 2.
Yeah, super light picking up the first ban of the match of the second match of the evening, guys. I think it's going to be very exciting. Honestly, Purgatory, I think they got to get into gear, find their rhythm.
Indeed. I would say, like, so far, as we've seen from the previous match, Boah has been just absolutely brilliant. The execution was out of nowhere. They had a very unique synergy, especially also considering with the Harley follow-up. Really, Harley there was an absolute menace. He did a lot. He was such an absolute savage, really taking down Brody, a critical late game unit for the side of Purgatory Guild, getting crushed down. So I'm wondering, based on that assessment, will Purgatory Guild to consider banning out the Harley or the Esmeralda? Because it would be wise to do that.
I think they're most likely gonna either ban out. I feel like a Belleric ban could come into play, honestly. Like Harley, yes, Harley's really good. It just depends on the draft. You can't just play Harley into anything because he is susceptible to CC as well as quite a bit of burst. So there is picks that can come out to deal with that. But that Belleric was putting on a crazy performance. I wouldn't mind seeing a big ban on that Belleric. The Esmeralda, not so much, since Purgatory does have second pick. They could just bait the Paquito and pick up the Esmeralda themselves.
Yeah, that's true. That can definitely work. I mean, like, as you said, the Harley is quite the situational pick. In very decent lineup, he can be an absolute menace. He can really dominate the whole scene, be that vicious. You might even think that he's meta, but still, we have seen just now Purgatory Guild banning out the Paquito, really not allowing Boah to pick up the Paquito, although they could have, in some capacity, just considered should just counter pick Esmeralda should the opposition pick Boah, because like Boah responded. Oh, never mind. Boah picking up the Esmeralda. I mean, so far Esmeralda in this current scene has been quite the menace. I think so far she ranks up to be the most favorite so far. Like she's just been that critical in team fights. The way she can deliver a lot of impact, like the tankiness, the annoyance he can bring into the opposition, just annoying the opposition, just zoning out. She can deliver so much. So I'm not really surprised to see an Esmeralda pick. So I'm wondering how will Boa really execute this Esmeralda, especially as a first pick on that side.
I mean, looking at the draft, you can see that either wanted to get a dash hero, and clearly with the carry ban, they wanted something tanky. So I think they were leaning towards, okay, if Paquito's open, we'll pick up Paquito, or if Esme's open, we'll pick up the Esme. So they really left themselves a lot of room to choose something solid as their first pick, and I do think Esmeralda's quite a decent first pick. I would be looking at like a YZ on the side of Purgatory since they already committed the extra lane so early. You have a very nice opportunity to counter pick. As we said, they did pick up the Velia, who's going to cause quite a bit of problems, especially if Kubo does decide to commit to the pilot. He's not going to have the best of times. But his Glorious Pathway will help his teammates engage onto him and onto the Kimi.
Indeed, that's a very good assessment there. With the Freya pick, we have to consider that this is going to be a gold Freya there, a ruthless heavyweight, I will say. This means that Boah is without a marksman unless they go for a potential YSS jungler, because like we have seen how this can be utilized. It's been quite a favorable draft so far, like to just abandon marksman in gold, but to go for a marksman in jungle, this can bring out some very much necessary element of balance in draft, because like we know that the critical fact of needing marksmen is with lane pushing. Marksmen are extremely perfect with that, and so far I'm kind of wondering how exactly is Boah going to draft, especially with this player going gold. This really just brings out a lot of questions about what kind of jungler are they going to go for. Are they going to go for a simple YSS, or maybe just abandon that and go for something more light, like a tanky lineup? Maybe Boxia could fit well in this draft, because like they already Purgatory Guild is coming up with the Minotaur that could give a lot of healing, and so the Boxer could give some element of just really killing, just anti-healing the opposition's strength. This is adding a lot of curiosity so far. I'm just wondering what kind of draft is Boah looking forward to, especially also on the side of Purgatory Guild, having felt the absolute malicious power of Boah in the first match. They have to think wisely on that draft, as this is a very critical match on that side.
Yeah, I mean, looking at how the bans and stuff is going so far, I would actually surmise that Boah is going to be looking to ban out the Bakshia potentially, because it would be a very solid pick on the side of Purgatory to deal with all the healing and sustainability that's coming out from Boah, and you can also be used to get onto that onto the Faza, just create that bit of stun. So I would be wanting to pick that up. If I was in the case of Purgatory Guild, because they are going to have the first pick after this banning phase here. But banning out the Ruby is a smart choice. There is also a possibility that Freya could end up as a jungler, but it's a flex pick, so it could be a gold lane. Or we might even see an Esmeralda gold lane since the two prices. I think Esme wouldn't do too bad because of the sustainability and mobility that's coming out there. But the stable ban coming out tells me they're looking for something squishy as a jungler. Maybe they might see the Harley come back.
The Harley comeback will be a very interesting twist. I mean, I don't know why didn't Purgatory Guild consider a Harley ban, because like they already felt the absolute malice of such a unit. Like it could likely happen. I mean, so far Harley has very unique, small marginal, but just unique attack speed. Can very much split push really good with just lane, just split pushing can really just take down turrets very efficiently and just go for that angle. But also, also, this is turning to be interesting. Like, look at this, the synergy with, well, Minato and Boxia, basically. No, Minato and Barat. Pardon. This kind of lineup is such an absolute menace. Like both these two heavyweights, especially with Kerry being banned, this is turning to be a very interesting draft on the side of Purgatory Guild. It's a nice draft. I mean, like Barrett is coming a long way. Like he's starting to make a huge presence so far. So I am curious to see how exactly will Boah respond in the presence of these gigantic, tanky lineup, Minato and Barrett. And in response, Boah rocks onto Fanny as well as Lolita. Interesting, we do know that Lolita is a counter pick to Carry right there, but Fanny into the mix could turn out to be an interesting lineup because so far Carry, especially with the Tornado Strike, can't dish out a lot of damage, but I'm curious to know to what extent, because like as you said, Boxer would have been a nice pick, but so far the healing potential is very, very decent on the side of Purgatory Guild. But can Boah out sustain that? Can they really dish out the necessary damage to outcap the healing, the sustain? Because it's not looking pretty so far. Both drafts can go either way. It just falls down to execution.
I mean, man, I thought that YZ would have been perfect for the draft. But yeah, they're gonna have a better. I think I was also thinking about the Fanny earlier when I saw the Saber ban. Because I do know Blank plays the Fanny, but I was just looking at like the draft that Purgatory has, and it's like it's quite tanky and quite sustainable. So I think Fanny's gonna have a bit of a rough time, depending on how this blade can be used to pick off the squishes, you know, like the Verdia and the Kimi especially. I'm guessing it's gonna be the main target of the Fanny. But the Cho coming out here, I'm not so sure about the Cho pick. I do see the vision, but I think YZ would have just been much better, especially for their team fight potential and the Minotaur just being able to keep him alive.
True. I'm just measuring so far that the Cho could be in response to a Fanny. I mean, we have seen how Cho can really just compromise Fanny's cable and really mid-air, just kicking and just really compromising Fanny. I'm just measuring that this Cho unit is just simply in response to the Fanny there. So yeah, we're up. It's gonna be the second match between these two teams. It's gonna be Boah or Woah versus Purgatory Guild in a round of 2 right now. This is going to be a very interesting match. Both teams have a very interesting draft. I mean, we have Fanny in the mix, so it's going to look pretty interesting so far, as we do see possible engagement in mid lane as both teams just poking in, poking out. It's going to be very fiery.
Yeah. I think you're right about the about the topic coming out for the Fanny. That's actually a very smart choice, I think, if you are looking to use him for that purpose. But he's getting poked down so much by the Esmeralda. Like that buff that they gave it to a physical defense is a very hectic. But yeah, we might Esmeralda just poking down the toe. It looks like they're trying to set up something here in the mid lane. Potential a little bit of poking here. Because the Super Light did make a rotation down, but it looks like nothing too significant came off that Fanny into the mixture. Just getting those clean tables off, does get first blood onto the Valier.
Oh.
Will they be able to continue the engagement? I don't think they should, because Barat is there. As we do see that the cables are out again, Barat might get taken down. It has been taken down. That is a 2-0 exchange in the favor of Boah. And I mean, feeding Fanny this early into the game is gonna be a bit rough.
Indeed. I mean, like Fanny kind of has that unique power spike early on, especially in the right hands. The cabling is an absolute menace. The Prey Mark does scale well with Fanny's combat power, but we have to wonder how far can this do this, because like we know very well that Purgatory Guild has a very unique draft. They have a synergy with Minotaur as well with Barat. This could turn out to be a very drastic match. But so far, we do see possible engagement there onto Chill there. I'm looking to make the escape, but impressive cabling there, really catching Chill there, trying to escape, but gets kited by Fanny there, and that's going to be an uncontested turtle. But we do see Purgatory Game marching towards the turtle. They're really looking to engage onto the turtle. Will they? And that's Fanny really taking the turtle right now. There's strong engagement right now. Cabling taking place as you do see possible engagement. The Dispelled Storm really knocking onto Esmeralda. And that's a double kill going in favor of Barrage there. And that's also another kill going in favor of Cho there. That's a very interesting defense coming forward, especially considering the fact that Boah had a unique early game advantage, but still they still had managed to end up getting defeated in that very unique team fights there. But I'm kind of wondering how things will progress so far, as Purgatory Gator has regained the momentum from that early game faltering, as we do see the Feathers airstrike really engaging onto Valier. And another engagement there in top lane. That's Fanny with the Primarch really decimating Kimi there. This is a ruthless offense on the side of Boah. It's coming off as an early game pressure is being mounted onto Purgatory Guild.
Yeah, I mean, and looks super light got the whole gold sour shield there. So I would say they won the trade there to Turtle. It was a 3-for-3, but the Turtle did go in the way of Boah, plus all the gold shield in the top lane, as well as a bit in the bot lane. They were putting quite a bit of pressure. We do see Fanny with an unstoppable onto this Kimi, man, and the top lane tower going down.
The top lane tower going down this far early is so disadvantageous, as we do see Baraz really engaging onto the opposition, crashing onto Fanny, but Fanny with an outplay, taking down Baraz with an impressive outplay, but still Cho there really trying to knock on the opposition, but the Despair Storm really knocking on with, as well as the Manuing Fury clashing onto the opposition, and that's going to be a 2-for-0 exchange, really going in favor of Boah.
Yeah, very nice defense coming out there from Evander, just allowing his allies to escape the onslaught because the pressure was on. But we just see that the turtle has spawned. Fanny has already started it up. Barat's looking to try and engage her, but he has no stack, so he's quite squishy at the moment, but does manage to secure the turtle. But Fanny is just putting the cables onto this wall, was putting the cables onto this minute, so decides to just, and we're back to the pause.
The pause matter, we are back. Interestingly enough, I'm kind of curious to what causing this bad ban so far, but I'm just looking at this, like, the Fanny pick is really coming off as a very advantageous one. I mean, like, Fanny has been absolutely ruthless. The Blank has utilized Fanny quite well. He's already sitting at 6 kills so far. So this is looking to be another dominant fashion on the side of Boah. I'm very curious to see how things will continue going forward.
Yeah, and I mean, Lolita is also going to be a hard counter onto this game. It's going to be a really rough match for the side of Purgatory. They got to find their footing. They need to utilize their team fight potential, especially their counter engage. They should let Minotaur should focus. As we do the engagements each other, the feather airstrike has been committed. Minotaur just taking quite a bit of damage there, but does manage to CC up the spot and get out.
Indeed, as we do see possible pressure could likely take place in mid lane, as we do see Baraz really clashing onto Lolita. It's becoming a bit more curious to see how much offense can Purgatory Guild unleash, especially with a very dominant Boah. I'm very curious to see how things will turn out, as we do see Fanny rushing out of possible engagement there. The poking, connecting.
Yeah, the drag back here onto Lolita with the Barats, but he doesn't manage to get off the ult. The stun was on there by the Fuzzer. It looks like they're going to try and push into this mid lane here. Potentially, they just let it go. The jungle invaded by Barats, so will they be able to succeed in this? Fanny did go and do a little bit of a split push in the top lane. I think she's going to try and fully get the tower in exchange for the red buff. The feathered airstrike is into the mix. The Minoan Fury has been committed here, and that is Evander going down to the Father. Does manage to escape, but it will be Esmeralda getting eaten up here by the Daytona Blast, and that is a 3-for-3 exchange in the bot lane.
Indeed, and meanwhile, Fanny is just we're pushing right now. A very impressive micro decision making there by Fanny, really taking advantage of the distraction, just trying to capitalize on that to just take down the Holy Shield in top lane. But right now, aggression likely to take place in mid, as we do see another possible takedown on the turret, but it doesn't seem like Fanny is interested. Likely trying to measure a possible kill right now.
Well, it looks like they are gonna decide to start up this turtle. Cho into the mix. They're just trying to get a good position out here for his team, and Minotaur just putting some pressure onto the Esmeralda, looking to commit, but it's the steal by Barat, and the Minoan Fury has been committed, as well as the feathered airstrike. It's a shutdown onto the Fanny by Cho, and Lolita getting taken down here by the Barat. Will we see the Faza, and the shutdown is onto the Faza. Faza just almost managing to escape, but Cho, Cho's too fast. He can't really run from that guy. But it looks like they're going to try and get this mid lane tower going here. Faza trying to, not Faza, Freya just trying to come into here, trying to get the defense up, but it's just not possible. That is a beautiful team fight engage, and that is what I was talking about earlier when I said Minotaur just has to get a nice hit up there onto the back line. And Fanny does, Cho does put quite a bit of pressure here onto the Esmeralda, but the damage is just not there, man. He just manages to stay through the whole way of the dragon. As we do see that the airstrike has been committed once again here. Faza's taking down the Minotaur. Freya is also into the mix, but the damage, man. Look at the damage coming out from Barat. He does manage to take down the Lolita and the sustain, but ultimately it will be Freya taking down the Barat. And that is a 2-for-1 exchange there in the bot lane, but the turtle going in the hands of Purgatory.
Indeed. I kind of loving how Purgatory Guild can be this defensive. They still have the mid turret really still standing, but that's a mega kill right now. Just off stream, Cho picking up the kill onto Freya there. That's quite the upset I was not expecting, but really, I can see a possible engagement as we do see the Feather Airstrike really nearly taking down Billy, as Billy managed to escape there. That's a very close one.
Yeah, as we do see the engagement continues here. Lolita putting quite a bit of pressure. Faza getting poked down quite low. But look, Purgatory is coming back really well. The longer this game goes, right, they're going to have quite a bit of an advantage when it comes to sustain. As long as they can CC up the Freya and the Fanny, they're looking pretty good. I do see Fanny has picked up the Skyfierce, has 10 stacks. I wouldn't really advise that item considering how much tankiers there are into the mix, but hey, you never know.
Sure, you just never know. But so far, the optimization is pretty decent, but I kinda would prefer if Boah would prioritize maybe something like an anti-heal could go very far, because Purgatory Guild has a very high amount of regenerative powers. As we do see, just Fanny just cabling in and out, really just being an absolute nuisance for the side of Purgatory Guild, really just trying to get some vision, also just poking out. But even despite the absolute offensive power, but this Barat has been simply unfazed, really just walking around, being an absolute menace. As we do see the kick hitting hard onto Fanny, and that's an unstoppable kill. This Cho is coming online really hard, really trying to counter the Fanny there, and that's another kill going in favor of Purgatory Guild, really just taking out Freya there, and that's going to be a likely uncontested Lord, as Purgatory Guild really taking knowledge that Fanny is out of commission, really just knowing this is an uncontested Lord, and that's going to be a Lord. This could be an unprecedented turnaround. Purgatory Guild really having to showcase some comeback right now, but Cho hasn't, just really going in very much overextended, has to use the kick there just to compromise Fanny. Can he actually manage to escape? As you see Faza there giving chase, but so far Cho managing to escape.
As the engagement takes place, committed, as well as the Valkyries sustained, and Minotaur committing the Minoan Fury, but the F-8 airstrike into the mix, doing so much damage. Fanny with the cables, but Minotaur was surviving through so much, but Esmeralda eventually managing to take him down, but Kimmy comes online here as she does take down the Esmeralda. There's a 3-for-2 exchange here, and the Lord is barreling down. This is going to be a hard defense coming out here from the side of Boah.
Indeed, a hard defense indeed. But the lanes are not perfectly synced in, but this could likely be a holy shit taking place, but it's just only 10 seconds in before the contact is made. Could this take place?
Yeah, it looks like the Holy Shield claiming clutch. I mean, look, there were heroes down. The wave sync just wasn't there, so it wasn't. They didn't have the opportunity to crack into the face. But
and that's a Lord getting taken down.
Blue team turret has
Yeah.
been destroyed.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, I mean, the Holy Shield does what it does, but they did almost try and get that top. They did manage to get that last tier 2 turret in the top lane. So I would say Purgatory Guild is not unhappy with this. With what happened. But yeah, we did see the engagement here onto Barras. He just came to try and steal the Fanny blue buff, but I think Fanny just managed to secure it in time. The cables have been sent out, the feathered airstrike has been committed here. Fanny, mega kill from Valia onto the Fanny. The Minoan Fury is into the mix, but but we will get taken down here by the Freya. But that is him, Freya going down as well. That is a 3-for-1 exchange here.
Indeed, a 3-for-1 exchange. This is an unprecedented upset right now. Like, we're seeing Purgatory Guild right now showing an impressive offense. Like, early on, we saw Boah really just ruthlessly menacing and just demolishing Purgatory Guild. But this is a different side of Purgatory Guild. The draft they chose is really just coming in favor on their side. Like, the Barats is just an absolute heavyweight right now. He's unfazed by the opposition's damage, just cruising in, cruising out. He is just being an annoying dinosaur.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the risk of not picking a marksman comes into play. Yes, Freya does have quite a bit of damage, but like you see, like Barat is quite a tanky boy, and he can sustain through a lot, especially with the Minotaur there giving so much of healing. And earlier it's still only the Faza that has any kind of anti-heal. It looks like Fanny did also pick up something, deciding to sell off that Sky Piercer. Like I said, I didn't think it was a good choice into this kind of a tanky draft. But yeah, Cho getting the way of the dragon onto the Fanny, godlike onto this Cho, man. Cho has been really putting the paws onto the Fanny. And this is going to 100% be an uncontested Lord in the way of Purgatory Guild.
Indeed.
But yeah, looks like Esmeralda's just trying to
that
keep
could very well be the case, as we do see a possible takedown on the Lord.
As we do see that Lolita just committing the ultimate here, but does manage to get taken down, almost get taken down here. That is a 2-for-0 exchange at the moment. Faza into the mix with the feathered airstrike, but taking so much damage. The Minoan Fury is into the mix, and Faza does go down. And there's a drag back here onto Lolita, just putting up the shield, trying to make a way out. Fanny comes in with the cables. The Valkyrie's descent has been committed here. What an immortality there coming out here. But Fanny doing so much damage, and it is a legendary going in the way of Cho with the way of the dragon being committed there onto the Freya. That is an onslaught. I think people even respawned in the time. I think it was like a 3 or 4-for-1 exchange there in favor of Purgatory. But yeah, we do see Fanny's into the
indeed.
table. And just Lolita committing. I can't remember what the name of Lolita's ult is, I'm not gonna lie.
Your fence has been extremely extraordinary.
Yeah. But yeah, as we do see that the crack is into the bot lane, the tower has been taken down, the Minoan Fury into the Can they get the lock onto the base? Esmeralda coming here dealing the damage, but she's like trading nowhere because the healing coming out from Minotaur is just so much. But it will be the shutdown onto the Valia here as Minotaur tries to escape, but the Freya is onto the chase. Look at that! Look at that healing, man. Went from a quarter HP to almost half HP. The feathered airstrike is into the mix. Freya continuing the chase, but it will be Minotaur getting taken down here by the Faza with the feathered airstrike. But Freya just overextending a little bit, chasing too deep, getting taken down here by the Kimmy. That is a 1-for-3 exchange on the chase back, and what a base defense.
No. This match is becoming extremely interesting, but the way of the dragon connecting hard onto Fanny there, and Fanny proccing with the immortality. Can he manage to escape? And that's a shutdown onto Joe there, and that's a killing spree. Could this be a possible comeback as the two possible engagement taking place onto just one single unit, as all three units of Purgatory Guild really clashing onto Barat. Barat finally gets taken down, and that's a 4-for-1 exchange going in favor of Boah. This could likely be a very interesting comeback. Could this really be a possible engagement? Because like right now we have two units on the side of Purgatory Guild, and the Moon can be hitting hard onto the mid lane turret with the Star Moon connecting onto Valley, and Valley forced to retreat as the lock on the turret is being engaged hard, but Minotaur just trying to get the last minute in, and he managed to defend the mid-tier turret. Really just disengaging the offensive side, but this could really just turn out to be a very interesting upset, or really an interesting turnaround. How much can Purgatory Guild defend against this very ruthless or really looking for a comeback? But right now, but the Ezra committing hard onto the show there gets taken down, and that's one Kryptonite disengage, and this is going to be a priority on the Lord. Could this be a very possible comeback? This could really be a very interesting comeback. And I'm wondering, could Purgatory Guild make it? Like, it's just low in, the Lord is low in right now. There's much contesting on the Lord, and Fanny takes the kill on the Lord, but the further airstrike is taking place on the opposition, but the chase is still on. Purgatory Guild wants more kills, but still there's not enough offense. They have to make the retreat. They have to prioritize defense mode. They know the Lord, the ruthless Lord is coming. How much can they offense? And now look at this. Fanny just dashing in hard, managed to escape with just one slither of HP.
Yeah, I mean, the healing coming out from Minotaur is insane. Like, even with the anti-heal, he does quite a bit of healing, as well as the flask, allowing Kimi to just, like, live through quite a bit of damage there. It's unfortunate that Cho did get picked up in the top lane earlier, but as you see that, the feathered airstrike has been committed. Kimi just, and he comes in with the cables and manages to get the kill, as well as a double kill onto the Valier here. This lane is not playing around anymore, as we do see that Freya's onto the Cho. Will he be able to get out here? The pressure is on. That is a triple kill going away. Will we see the Maniac? Can we see the Maniac, ladies and gentlemen? Fanny doesn't have the energy right now for it, but it's Marat just committing the Daytona Blast, allowing Minotaur to escape. The feathered airstrike is on. The Lord has crashed into this tower. But Marat sustaining through so much, man. He's making it out slowly with one sliver of his HP left. The Minotaur just trying to put up but will they get the ending angle? It looks like they might be. Esmeralda just hitting onto this base. He doesn't care about anything. He just wants to end the game.
My God.
But the Minotaur taking so much of damage, he has to go back and flicker back into the tower. But that is it. Game set and match 2-0 going in the way of Boah. Whoa, what a performance by Purgatory.
Victory!
Yeah.
Indeed, what a performance indeed.
That was a good game.
That was a good game, 100%. I mean, we saw that the Purgatory Guild having some unique advantage early on, but with an unprecedented comeback, really online, really capitalizing on the vulnerability, really just taking the Lord, taking the ending angle and finishing it off. That was so well done. The execution was simply brilliant. Absolute cinema. GG's.
I actually thought PGD2 were going to take that second game. They were in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they were. It stopped, man. He was doing so well, but then he got caught out of positioning a couple times.
Yeah.
Right?
They never end.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cho pick was in Kryptonite against the Fanny. Like, Fanny had a lot of disengagement there with the Way of the Dragon, but so far on, we saw Cho having to use the Way of the Dragon onto Freya and committing the chase, and that was when the setback was kicking in hard. Because after that, after they took down the Cho, Fanny knew there was no compromise. They prioritized the Lord while Purgatory Guild was still in confusion, and the Lord was taken down, and that was when things started to take place. They knew they had an ending angle, but capitalized. They unleashed. They committed the offense. They simply just took the whole match and ended. That was absolute brilliance. GG's.
Yeah. Very, 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 very good game. as the second one. And then we have another match coming up, right, that everybody was quite excited to see. I saw a lot of comments in the live chat about this. Immortal Order up against the Yin Squad. So before we get into the draft, before we head into the match itself, right, I'm just getting the lobby created and set. Do you guys have a favorite? We're going to have the pause screen up and running in just a moment, right? But let me just ask you guys before we go into the pause screen. Do you guys have a favorite? Who you think's going to win this? Yin, Immortal Order?
I'm going to go with Immortal Order.
Suero? Yin, Immortal Order? What are you thinking? Oh, he's muted. All right. Well,
I'm gonna take favoritism. No, I'm here.
Okay.
I am just gonna take favoritism towards Yin Squad. I think just to even the odds, just to see who wins, I'm gonna put my bet onto Yin Squad, and you, Master Merlin, will take bet onto Immortal Order, because to be honest, this match is high stakes. Whichever loses this one is out of the tournament. It's out. So this is an elimination chamber for them. It's a ruthless knockout stage. Both sides have to bring it their all. Immortal Order, they know it well that if they lose, it's over. So they have to capitalize. They have to unleash. They have to fight like for their lives. They have to fight for their lives. They know it, and Yin Squad has to know it. So this is a high tense, high energy, high seriousness matchup. And I'm in it to win it. I'm in it for it. Thank you.
Right. So we're just going to have the pause screen up and running, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with you in just a couple of seconds. You can see the teams are almost ready and set to go. So it won't be too long before we get in. The poll is up. Make sure you get your votes in there. Immortal Order up against Yin. This is it. This is for your round of 16 spots. It's everything to play for. We'll be back in just a moment.
Late night, dark blue, feel that way. No rush, I don't chase. Move slow, set the pace. All calm, all wait. Dark blue, low light, no talk, just vibe. Step in, whole night, all eyes, don't lie. Came in quiet, no scene made, no flashes, clean shade. Everything move when I say, no rush, let it play. Cold air, slow res, no stress, no tears, all smooth, no mess, just steps, wait, let it ride like that, slow, bring it right back. Dark blue, feel that way. No rush, I don't chase. Move slow, set the pace. All calm, all wait. Dark blue, low light, no talk, just vibe. Step in, whole night, all eyes, don't lie. All black, blue tint glass, no pass, just pass, no sound, just bass. Everything in place, low tone, don't flex, no need, just press. One move, that's set, no doubt, no guess. Down, feel it in your chest now, slow. Everything connect now. Dark blue, feel that way. No rush, I don't chase. Move slow, set the pace. All calm, all wait. Dark blue, low light, no talk, just vibe. Step in, whole night, all eyes, don't lie. Yeah. Stay cool,
Midnight calling. You feel it too.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. We're heading into the first game of the first match of the last match. And as Zuero mentioned earlier, there's a lot of pressure here, Zuero. This is going to be a do or die situation.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a high-stake matchup between these two squads. They know that they have to win. It can go to a draw, which will impede to another tiebreaker match. But so far, this is a critical match between these two teams. They know they have to win it. They have to bring their absolute A game.
Yeah, and this drafting phase now becomes even more pressure-filled, right? Because when you're in that drafting screen and it's about the picks and the bans, like we sitting here at the caster's seat are under less pressure, so we can say like, okay, there's a Paquito ban coming up first. This means that the side of Yin are probably looking at maybe going for something more squishier, like for instance, you're gonna have a not a fighter on the goal lane. There's probably going to be a marksman in there. But when you're the actual teams, that extra level of stress when it comes to like, what do we ban? What do we pick? Are we going to see Marcel come out as a ban? So is anybody going to be leaving this open because of certain counters that come through? It gets quite entertaining.
It really does, really just goes up to that element. I mean, we have to consider the fact that this is a very high-stake match. Especially during the drafting phase, there's a lot of psychology warfare going on. I mean, like, it's very quiet, it's silent, but both teams are just communicating through bans and picks. And so far, with the opening of the Paquito ban, we know that this could be a potential respect ban on the opposition. So it's kind of looking towards that level that that both teams have to be more strategic with their bans and be more calculative in the kind of draft they want, in terms of what kind of bans they want out before they make the selection clear to themselves. And also, I do like the ban onto Grok there. It's kind of giving off the idea that there could be a potential early game pressure and they don't want a Grok on the opposition to really just disrupt their offensive power as they engage early on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you, because like when Grok disrupts the wave equilibrium, it doesn't allow you to go for those pressured plays into the jungle. I wonder if we're going to see them draft around that, because it could be potential Khalid or Hilda picks coming through. Immortal Order deciding to ban out the Matilda as their first ban, right? That's partly respect ban, because Mahaba plays an amazing Matilda. At the same time, like, it's also removing one of the tools that you can use to go for that high pressured play. Now, Marcel, like, I mean, look, do we need to say anything about a Marcel ban? Like, that's just at this stage in the competition, it's just, Marcel never gets to see the light of day. Freya, though, is quite of an interesting ban in terms of what they're potentially going to be picking up on the gold lane. I suppose we could be looking at KP going for his famous Beatrix play. We did get to see this a few nights ago. He was quite devastating on the Beatrix.
That would be very interesting, considering the fact that this is a dangerous cross, and that could very much allow Beatrix to just utilize the shotgun, really just burst down the opposition, whatever enemy just lurking around going to the bush. So the bursting potential with Beatrix can be a very large heavyweight, but also on the side of Immortal Order, banning out the Esmeralda. Considering the fact that how Esmeralda has been in the previous match, really on the side of Boah, I can say that Esmeralda is a very good ban so far, because like she has been an absolute menace in this current scene. So I kind of like the ban on Esmeralda so far.
Yeah. I don't think that had anything to do with overall strategy. That was just, in my opinion, a very good idea from Immortal Order. Get rid of this super annoying hero. She's forever in everybody's face. As you mentioned in the previous game, Boah picking up the Esme. The amount of sustain is disgusting.
Disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. I was simply astonished with the amount of shield she gained just through combat. Like, the opposition had nothing on her. She just able to just sustain through all. So the ban onto the Esmeralda was pretty smart, considering how Esmeralda has been an absolute menace. Simply put, like, in the presence of an Esmeralda, you kind of forced to just deciding to bring out a lot of anti-CC element. I mean, the Boxer would be a very good heavyweight in the mix, but I'm looking forward to see how things will be drafted between these two teams so far.
Yeah. But and I mean, just looking at the Rome picks, right? Very clever here from the side of IO. Yin squad, they went in with the Minotaur first up, right? Like Minotaur, as we know, he's a monster from the mid game going onwards. Like once he gets his that heals going, we did see Purgatory Gildan in the previous match. Once Minnow built the flask of Oasis, he was just, and the Oracle, I mean, the amount of sustain he had was crazy. But with Mystica and Shroomzy, or with the Atlas and the Valor pick, like, Atlas is going to cause some annoyance, especially on the Minnow with the freeze, but naturally he's going to be targeting the mage. And Valor with that early game power spike that he has is going to be problem. And Killzone responds with early game pressure himself. Now this is going to be a little bit interesting in terms of how Shroomzy is going to position on this Atlas, because you want to be aggressive with Atlas, but with a Lilia there in your face, can you be that aggressive?
Absolutely not. Like, you have to wonder, like, how exactly will the execution be, especially as Lilia there with the, just considering also the measuring with the boots there, because like you can see a situation where Shroomzy could basically utilize the fatal links, but still we see Lilia also connecting with the Purify as well as the black boots. She has a lot of escapability against the wrathful offense of Atlas there, as well with the Valia there. So there is a lot of counter engage element on the side of Yin squad. So it's looking towards that angle where you don't know how things will be executed. You just measure how a team will utilize each other's micro prowess. It just really demands on the side of execution. And I do like the pick going on favor of just the Guinevere pick there. Just to be honest, Guinevere excels well with a map like this. Like, this is a dangerous grass map, so we do see a lot of bushes coming in hard. So it's looking towards that angle that Guinevere could utilize the bush and just add on to the Bishop Migration as well with the Requiem Violet. The composition is gonna be extreme. I'm just looking forward to see how things will be done.
Yeah. I wonder if KP's going to adjust that spell of his from Flicker to Purify. It might be the better option.
Yeah, it definitely might be the better option, especially against the Guinevere. I mean, like, when you're in the presence of a Guinevere, it's a good idea to give the Purify an idea, as well as situations where if the opposition has picked someone like Stable, like the Purify can go a long way, can really just save your life. Because I don't think a Flicker is going to save you in a situation where a Guinevere will jump in. I'm like, you have to be extremely fast to see an incoming special migration connecting hard. I'm just thinking maybe KP has a lot of confidence with his escapability with the flicker. Like, you have to be extremely fast. You just have less than a second to dodge the special migration from Guinevere. It really depends on how fast you are. The fast fingers.
Yeah, true. Personally, right, with my old fingers now, I'll be like, nope, Purify is the way to go. I'm not going to be trying to risk it for those fast-fingered plays. Granted, right, Flicker as a spell does give you a certain degree of aggressiveness, because you can use it as both a offensive and a defensive spell. If someone's trying to get away, you can flicker in, get those final hits off. You can flicker out of certain engagements. But with an Atlas, with a Guinevere, I mean, there's both of them. You've got two people to worry about. Purify might be the way to go. Actually, is definitely the way to go. The final few bans from both teams, it's like, it has been quite interesting. Okay, look, with the Sora ban, with the Alice ban, you kind of knew that they were heading more along the lines of picking up the Yuzong. The question is now, what are Yin going to be doing? 'Cause we noticed that they sometimes like to pick up these damage XP laners. And with the Minnow, I don't know if that's going to be enough sustain for them, in the early part of the game especially.
Definitely, that is a very good point. It kind of wonders if whether Yin Squad could go for a possible tanky jungle. It could add well to the synergy, because like, we need someone that can very much utilize the Oracle, basically to just maximize the healing coming from the Minotaur. It could add well to sustainability as well, especially facing up against a ruthless offensive lineup like the Atlas as well as the Villiers. But so far they decided to log on to another assassin, the Ling as well as the Benedetta. What are your thoughts on these composition?
Well, with the Bernadetta play, right, like, I can understand picking the Bernadetta into the Yuzong. She has a certain degree of ability to handle him in lane. It's more of a skill-based matchup. I was actually looking at them going for either the Barats or the Kai. One of the two of them in the jungle might have been the way to go. I mean, granted, with Yin, you have the ability to get into the backline to deal with the Valor. Maybe even gives you a bit of a better option with these objective secures. But I mean, if I play this the way we expect them to, leaving Moskov out of the question, right? Just looking at the first four picks, it's built on aggression. You can actually get into the jungle, and in any assassin jungle, you're not gonna enjoy yourself if they're gonna be in your face all the time.
Definitely. I mean, so far, if I'm to take favoritism on which draft I like better, I will say that I take favoritism towards the Immortal Order. They have a very balanced draft. But looking at the side of Yin Squad, they have two backliners. Like, they have two assassins. We have Benedetta as well as Ling. Already, that's kind of putting off as an overkill element, because both units are capable of just backlining. So it's better to just leave one unit like Benedetta be tasked with getting the backline. I mean, like, of course, in terms of action, Ling excels well with backline capability, but I'm just wondering how things will be executed, because like, the draft is a bit squishy, but the damage is very, very high.
Yeah. A lot of how this game's going to turn out will come down to the first, I'd say, 8 minutes of this game. It will determine the outcome of it. If Yin can weather the storm and actually get themselves towards the 8-minute mark within a reasonable gold lead and map control, then you're going to see the game swing in their favor, because they'll have the damage output to be able to really handle this occasion. As clever here from both Shroomzy and Zenjiro, realizing that Bernadetta was coming in for that wave cut.
Yeah, it's a very, very clever thing. I mean, like, so far I kind of expected it. It's a very conventional rotation expected out of a Benedetta, so it's kind of not so much of a surprise.
Yeah. With a quick rotation here from Killzone, he's hoping that Yuchi can actually bait out the Yuzong a little bit, because he's stuck on level 1. They are zoning. He should be able to get to level 2, because the minion was a little bit low in terms of health. But this did sacrifice, that rotation sacrificed mid lane Prio in favor of Immortal Order at this moment, right? So they do have mid lane Prio, but with the Lilia, she clears waves so quickly. However, you just take a look at the side of Yin Squad. They actually rotated towards the gold lane. This left Ryujin a bit exposed in the jungle. Meanwhile, they are going to give the chase down onto Moftizi, who's forced to dash back to safety. They are sacrificing quite a bit of mid lane Prio here.
They are indeed, because like if Immortal Order were to play a bit more aggressive, like going for that jungle invade, they would have successfully just ganked onto Ling, because Ling was extremely vulnerable. Like we know Ling how early game can be without the level 4. So it would have been a very, very bad thing to happen on the side of Yin Squad. But so far, it does appear like there are some engagement there in top lane, but it doesn't appear like they're going to engage as the first turtle of the match has spawned in.
Yeah, they're going to use the river speed to try to get in for a little bit of a contest. They tried to get some amount of extra gold onto the Moskov, but KP are very disciplined as Ryujin securing the turtle and getting away. Meanwhile, on the top lane, KP with the full combination onto Moftizi there, gets the first blood, picks up a little bit gold from the shield, and this means that Yin Squad got themselves into, this is the start that they would have hoped for.
Indeed, this is a very, very good start for them. Like, they don't have early game pressure, but so far, if they can continue this level of aggression, as you do see, Ling really coming off, trying to take the Atlas there, but Atlas having to force the flicker, and a miss special migration, really just disconnecting, but the forced maneuvering through connecting hard onto the opposition, but the SOD has been connected, and that's a takedown, but the final link is really taking onto 3 opposition, but that's a double kill going in favor of Beatrix. What an incredible offense, and that's a 4-for-1 exchange. That's a 4-for-0 exchange.
Yeah, that's crazy. And both the double kill going onto the Beatrix. This is not the person that you want to go. Oh, but the stun from Moscow does get the turnaround. Oh my goodness, Ryujin 1 HSQ. He must be thanking God there for that. Oh, I actually thought the Moscow passive was going to proc and take him down.
Indeed. That could have been a huge bad news right now. Oh, we do see Yora trying to go for an angle. It does connect the special migration hard onto Benedetta. Will Benedetta manage to escape? And as the Electroblade hasn't been committed so hard onto the opposition, but the Black Dragon committed just to escape the full wrath of the final blow from the Benedetta. And that's a nothing exchange there. That was a close one.
Yeah, Yin Squad. We were talking about the fact that they're not going to have the strongest of early games. Yet, even though they don't have this, it's the macro decision making that they're using that's allowing them to continuously apply pressure here onto Immortal Order. Second turtle is up. Benedetta took the Guinevere down to half HP, but it's Yuza trying to get into the backline. He's building the stacks up onto Yuichi. The Spear of Destruction not on the mark, but the Minoan Fury does catch out to only the Atlas. However, Guinevere, those spatial migrations just slightly off point. Fellow with the fireballs trying to get something done. It's the Eclectic Blades into the backline. It baited out the fatal links from Shroomsy, who halted air. Meanwhile, there's going to be the Ling into the backline. Tempest of Blades to get the pick off. And that's 2 down. And a tasty turtle on the table.
Indeed, a tasty turtle really going in favor of Yin Squad, not without any context so far. It's going to be a free turtle. So far, the draft is very much working in favor of Yin Squad. Like, they have the lead right now. They have the damage. So the execution, the sustainability, it really boils down to how long can Immortal Order very much level this match into attrition. Like, how long can they last this?
Yeah, well, on their side, right, they've got Atlas. Atlas is a big player in terms of it just takes one massive bit of set. Oh, meanwhile, Benedetta gets taken out, went in with the eclectic blades, but it gets melted down. But the pressure is being applied onto Muftizi, who wants to land the stun onto this Minotaur, goes in, but no, and Fury does not get the knock up. But there's the first skill follow up. Oh, but the Atlas Fatal Links dragging back Harper as they could get a pick off. It's 1-for-1, actually 1 overall across the map, but with that little bit of an engagement there on the top lane, Immortal Order bringing it back. However, Yin, they've got map presence, map control. Side lanes are taken down. Oh, but Lilia, she could not get the black shoes off. The Purify was on cooldown. Nice timing in there from Utah.
A very nice timing indeed. Ooh.
Wow.
Guinevere, I managed to escape there with just a nickel of HP there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is some controlled aggression coming out from the side of Yin squad. Immortal Order have to be a little bit careful. The dash back already by Muftizi. There's Link. He's onto the wall. The pushback, the knock up, the control, and it's a mega kill for the Beatrix. She is starting a hurt. Black Dragon diving into the back line. They have to be a little bit careful. But oh, Mahaba, what sustain. There's the Fatal Links. But once more, Mahaba's back there. He keeps the team alive. Valor, she's throwing out some fireballs there. He thinks he's Zuko from Avatar, but oh, this double assassin combination. Does Shroomsy get the stun? They do get it. Link does get the kill, but the stun comes through. But once more, we're just looking at Chuichi on this Bernadetta. More heals from the Minnow. Oh my goodness, the heals are so diabolical.
Oh my God.
Look at the heals from this Minnow. It's like we're watching like an Estus, but a tanky Estus.
Tanky Estus. It's like, I do agree that the Minotaur has been a very powerful healing unit so far. It's coming off as a critical sustain unit on the side of Yin squad. It's really interesting so far.
Yeah. As the third turtle off the game, going the way of Yin. I mean, they're actually in a solid position to win this. I was with you, right? Like, I wasn't really favoring the draft that they had. I thought IO would be able to capitalize on their early game advantage, but I mean, dang, these guys are on fire.
I know, right? They have so far have an impressive gold lead, like 6k gold lead, despite the lack of sustainability, but that is being compensated by the healing provided by Minotaur. So far, they have that unique element, but we do see the perfect match being committed by Aisho's Shroomsy there, but the Despair Storm committed hard onto Atlas, as we do see a jungle invade. Could there be a potential team fight taking place, as we do see both position working onto the opposition and taking down Valier with a campy, as we do see Link really trying to get onto Moskov there, and the Temples of Blade committed hard, and that's a Fiddle Link connecting onto Link, and Link managing to escape with just a fiddle of HP there. That was a close one.
Oh, there's the eclectic bleeds into the back line. The mobility Utah just manages to escape. Oh my goodness. But then the option to take down at least a tier 2 turret. They're focusing on the mid lane. I think they should have priored the top lane. Beatrix wants to go more for a bit of steal here. Killzone is close by. They can control the wave up and then apply the pressure. Beatrix using the shotgun. Maybe the rocket launcher might have been the better skill, but oh, that play from Ling, the lightness skill coming online at just the right time. He did get the 3-star dash, but options here to get down the Holy Shield. It is quite low. Utah misses that. Oh, but look at the Minoan Fury. It catches onto everybody. Fatal links the drag, but with this Minnow, he doesn't care about the drag back. He doesn't care about anything right now. He's like, I am immortal.
Oh my. The snipe onto Valier. Such insane damage there.
Crazy stuff. This should be definitely uncontested, Lord, right? Definitely. What are Immortal Order gonna do? I mean, look, okay. in Immortal Order's favor, they've got some heroes with big defensive capabilities. Speaking of that, they potentially get the engage, but the Tempest of Blade comes out. He survives through all of this. The Eclectic Blades into the Minoan Fury, into this insane damage. It's a triple for the Ling. Is he gonna chase down that Maniac? No, I think there's not enough minion waves coming through.
Turret has been destroyed.
Indeed. As you do see the Holy Seed being procced onto mid lane turret, as possible, the Black Boots have been committed hard defensively. As right now, it looks like their priorities focus on the Lord. They're really just trying to get the Lord to dodge. I mean, like already now, the Holy Shit has been procced, so this is turning out to be a possible ending angle in favor of Yin Squad.
Yeah, the only thing you could say is wave equilibrium not perfect. It's only top and bot lane that are synced up. They need to find the space to do this. Mahaba with the sets once more. It's Minoan Fury forces everybody back. The chase is on, but somehow Mahaba survives this underneath the turret. The Lord is charging in, but the Eclectic Blades cancelled out. This has an opportunity here for the side of Immortal Order to defend. Ling at least wants to get one of the tier 3 turrets, which he does manage to do. And now Atlas, he's committed the fatal links earlier on, pressure being applied onto the third or the second tier 3 turret. Options to take down all. Ling making sure that they've got this base completely cracked open. Can they end this? Do they have the minions to do it? I think not.
Indeed, they don't have enough minions, but so far only the mid lane minions are on their way, but it doesn't appear like Yin Squad is interested for an ending angle. They doesn't appear to be interested, but we do see Lilia really just poking onto Atlas. They're really just giving off the poking, but an overextension by Atlas. They're forcing to use the perfect match to escape the wrath of the offensive power on the side of Yin Squad, but so far not enough interest to continue the pressure. It does appear like they could be likely just freezing the lanes. I'm not entirely sure, but I could measure to some capacity that Yin Squad is looking for another Lord, as a shotgun being unleashed onto Atlas there. Could there be a follow-up? And Yin really just trying to chase the Atlas, but has to disengage. Doesn't seem to be any interest so far.
Yeah, there are some big spells as well. Conceal Flicker coming out from the Atlas. So that's not going to be available, which means the contest for this next Lord, which was difficult as it stood, is heading towards the more impossible line. Especially with the wave pressure being applied by the side of Yin Squad. They're controlling the map by controlling the waves. Heading down to that 10 seconds. You can see the discipline is here. They're already in position. Everybody in one pointer zone, right? And I mean, okay, look. Ryujin on this Ling has been super impressive. But for me, the man of the match performance is Mahaba on this Minotaur.
You just have to appreciate the amount of healing and also being on time to disrupt skills from the opposition.
Yeah. I mean, it was beautiful plays from him so far. 1, 2, and 11, combining with kill zone 1, 1, and 12. Meanwhile, they could try to get Yuichi, but he's got the mobility to just dash through that wall to safety. But now the counterplay is on Ling. He wants to bait out the skills. He goes in. There's the full combination. Are we watching Kyrie reborn here? What the Ling play? Oh my god, this is like prime Kyrie. The chase is on. He's going in for more. It's another pick-off kill. The Lord is coming through. The knock-up. What a Minoan Fury. Black Dragon to try to save himself, but full team wipe. Yin taking first blood. What a game.
What a game that was. I have to give credit to Yin Squad. They really capitalized on the mistakes from IO. I mean, IO was extremely out of position there, but despite that, Yin Squad really had the opportunity. The decimation unleashed by the Tempest of Blades from region with the Ling, it was absolute cinema. It was absolutely impressive. The execution was just there. I'm just wondering if Immortal Orders have any consideration to ban out the Ling, because that was just insanity.
Oh my goodness, what a burst performance here from the side of Yin. But look, this is Immortal Order. We know what the players here are capable of. They have the ability to come back. Maybe there's a little bit adjustment in terms of who's going to be drafting when can make a difference to them. we will head into the second game to find out. I'm sure their supporters are also like us, reeling. I actually thought this game was going to be very, very 50-50 because I know both these squads. Yin has been, for those of you who like your trivia, your history, Yin is the team that has been featuring on Waylander Gaming since its very inception. They've been there for the longest period of time. Just took a bit of a sabbatical recently, and you can see when they left, they were a top 4 finisher in one of the major tournaments. And obviously with a 6 to 8 month sabbatical, granted the players were a little bit off keel, but you can just tell, right, that the potential and the skill is there. You can see they're finding their footing slowly, getting back into this. But Immortal Order joined into the tournament scene not too long ago. However, they've been a slowly but steadily growing presence in this community, in this scene. And they've got the players, they've got the skill to be able to pull this back to a draw. Let's see if this is actually going to be done, as I hand you over to Master Merlin and Zuero as they take us through the grand finale for the evening.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Yeah, Immortal Order really has to try and bring this back, play for the draw. I'm not sure if the draw is going to be enough for them to qualify, like Zuero said. They are playing for the spot in the top 16.
No, the absolute end game here is this. Like, both teams have equal points so far. They have 12 points on either side. So if they could go for a draw, each side will have just simply 1 point, 1 point. So it's gonna be a draw, which could lead to a tiebreaker match. Because like either way, one of these two teams have to basically go to the next stage, and that's very, very critical. They have to go to the next round of 16. So one of these two teams have to go there. But so far, in the side of Immortal Order, they have one last chance. This is like a death sentence for them. They have to win this or they're out. It's critical. Like, this is a fate-like matchup right now. Because should they lose, they'd be out of the tournament, and Yin squad will progress to the next round of 16. So it's looking to be a very, very heated match. It's gonna require some bit of intensity, because I do see like they decided to ban out the Beatrix as the first ban. So I'm just measuring. They kind of saw the Beatrix was an absolute menace, and they decided to ban out. I was kind of on the idea they're gonna ban out Ling. So let's see what Shrimsy bans.
Always on the way.
I mean, man, that Beatrix was doing a lot of work. She had so many snipes, granted. A lot of them, like, nobody died from it, but they were basically left with like a speck of their HP. So if that Beatrix saw you with half your HP, I think you were just dead.
A punch for a punch.
Yes, indeed. I'm guessing the Beatrix was an absolute malice to the extent that it traumatized Immortal Order. You know, it's a bit ironic to say Immortal Order when they are being immortalized and destroyed. But let's give the whole malice talk there. We have to give credit to Immortal Order. They came a long way. They have enough experience so far. I mean, like, it's exactly what we said previously. However, I'm just wondering, can they put enough effort so far? Like, can they really adapt to the kind of gameplay that Yin Squad have? Because they know Yin Squad was dominating. So they have to exercise discipline, be more calculated with their bans, and be more strategic. I'm kind of wondering what kind of draft are they going to leash? Because right now, it's actually expanding rivers, which is not bad at all. So let's see how things goes.
Yeah. I think last game from the side of Immortal Order, they just really lacked damage. Because there was a lot of sustain coming out from Yin Squad with the Minotaur. And they basically had, like, you have the Valier in mid lane, we went Guinevere tank jungle, you have the Atlas. I think they should have gone for the Gord instead of the Valier. And, you know, the YZ is also tanky. He does dish out a decent amount of damage, but nothing really burst, you know. They were really heavily relying on Moscow's damage, which I think kind of cost them in the end there.
It definitely did. I mean, like, we did see how Beatrix was completely destroying Moscow, especially early game 1v1 situation. He did not have enough chance. The SOD did not have also not enough chance to land, but I'm loving this pick on the Zacian. Zacian is a very stable pick right there. Can really just turn the tide of battle. So it's a very decent opening. I'm not sure it's a wise one considering the fact that they have the first pick. They could have gone for a more decent pick, especially with the first pick. But Zacian is so far pretty good. Let's see how Yin Squad responds with such a pick.
100%. I mean, Kyoto's looking at the Kagura, which is not a bad choice into this. And you can easily poke out her shield and, get off for free. But you also have the opportunity to burst it down quite easily with the range. But the upside to go for the Pfizer, that is interesting. Walking straight into your counter is a interesting kind of play. It's going to be up to Zetian to time her ult according to Pfizer's favorite airstrike. Otherwise, then Pfizer's going to be doing quite a bit of damage. But yeah, that is an interesting choice coming out there.
Yes, the Pfizer basically just picking and walking right into the trap of Zacian, because we know that during the feather airstrike, really just doing the unleashed airstrike onto the opposition. We know very well that Zacian can really just unleash the Fury of the Phoenix, really just to disrupt the feather airstrike mode and just really just destroying it. But it does appear that so far Immortal Order is going to abandon the Mask of Fear, really going for that carry pick, trying to really counter the heavy sustain on the side of Yin Squad. I would have preferred if to some capacity just consider maybe a Baxia jungle instead of a Belleric jungle. What are your thoughts on a Belleric jungle?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Rome. I think that spell might have been in a classic game or something. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a Belleric Rome. But I think it's a very smart choice picking up the Belleric and carry at the same time. You don't wanna have the opportunity for them to pick up a Belleric XP to stop out their carry. And also going for the carry early on was quite smart because they know they need something to burst down and take care of the sustain from the Minotaur. And Gareth in response, I think Gareth does really well against carry in the laning phase. But as the game progresses, yes, Gareth does have a lot of damage, but I mean, carry just too fast. Carry is too quick.
No, carry is an absolute menace in the long run. I think it's just going to be early game where to some capacity Harley will be, it's just going to be a pokey situation. But so far, I'm still wondering if whether Shrooms is going to lock out the Retribution spell there. It's kind of looking a bit more sus. I'm just wondering, the Belleric in jungle, I don't know if he has that kind of clearance. I would have preferred, to be honest, a Baxia, because Baxia is quite the kryptonite against a lineup like Minotaur on the opposition, because he can do something against the heavy healing being unleashed there. Because we have Minotaur, we also have someone like Harley, who also has just brings out the shield to himself. So the Baxia would have been a very good pick, but I cannot denounce the Belleric pick. It's still good. It has its own relevance. It can be utilized as well. But instead of the Retribution, I would have preferred a Flicker. I have seen in the past Rutulin Sons utilizing the Flicker combo with Belleric. It was an absolute menace. So I'm wondering how things are going to turn out with this drafting phase as it continues.
Yeah, I mean, look, if we do see a Belleric jungle, that's going to be interesting to see. Who knows, maybe Shroomsy found a meta jungler that we just don't know about. I don't think he has the ability to clear, but maybe, I don't know, maybe the splashback of the buff might kill itself. I don't know. But I most likely think it's probably going to be Belleric Rome. But yeah, you're right. I think, look, Baxia could still come out for the side of Immortal Order. I think it would be a very smart pick for them to pick out. Because right now, it's just a spell that's defining the Belleric. As we see the Herara getting banned out. Which I don't think they needed to ban it out. I don't think they had anything to worry. Zetian's passive plus the Belleric ult. It's not going to be a fun time for Herara to try and engage. But all those being shown on the screen, I feel like he trolling me. I feel like it's God's for sure trolling me. There's no way, right?
It's definitely an unlikely choice. I don't think Aldius has any potential because I myself I played Aldius for a very long time. Aldius, not many people know this, but Aldius was such an absolute heavyweight before they revamped in Mobile Legends. Prior to the invention of Gold Lane, the invention of XP Lane, the invention of Mid Lane, I mean, the lane was there, but before there was any of this, where anyone can be a jungler, anyone can just do whatever they want, Aldius back then in his prime, he was absolute menace, and I enjoyed him. He was destructive, the one punch man, he had that ruthlessness, but over the years he pretty much fallen off severely hard. They destroyed his CC, they destroyed the amount of the one punch element he had. He was butchered to hell and fell off. So for some reason over some time now, the way they buffed Paquito in just recently, they buffed Paquito and is now online. I'm just hoping that they can add something also onto Aldius. If they could just also buff him good, and it would be beautiful to see him back online, and it would have been nice to see him in tournaments like these. It would have been crazy.
Yeah, but looking at the draft so far, the Joe pick coming out and the Julian as well, that's quite interesting. They're looking like they went for like a heavy kind of Danish kind of lineup and pick off heavy lineup that they're trying to go for here on the side of the end squad. But I think counted very well by Immortal Order's draft, but it is going to come down to the execution. I do like, I'm not a fan again of the Suyu into this heavy magic damage one burst heroes that can really put a dent into him, but the Phobius pick coming out is so clutch. So clutch.
I mean, the Phobius can deal something against Herithas, also with Julian, but Julian really can just be an absolute menace himself. I can't see any deviation with that. I mean, Julian is just can dish out a huge amount of damage. It's also have a way to just self-heal, especially in the mix with Minato there. This is going to turn out to be a very, very vicious battle between these two heavyweight matchups. This is going to be a absolute peak match, I'm sure. Immortal Order, they know they have to win this.
Yeah. I mean, look, Julian is going to fall off a bit in the late game because, like, and the big thing to fight for, and this is the main issue why Julian doesn't get picked up in the pro scene, is because you find it's rough to engage with him. Like, it's hard to find an angle, so you're mainly focusing on just like your second skill, your non-second skill, just to evade damage and try and poke a bit. But in the early game, he's going to be very dominant, and he has the potential to invade. Like, I mean, his enhanced first skill can clear creeps so fast. I think he might have, if not the fastest, one of the fastest players in the game, because, like, I mean, I've walked away from my buff for like a second and Julian cleared it completely with one first skill.
Indeed, true. And as I said it again, it's going to be a very desperate match on the side of Immortal Order. They know they have to win this, otherwise they're out. So they have to be more calculated with their offensive decision making. And we do see a chase having to be made onto Minato there, as we do see Yuta having to pick up the Lethal Wanderer there without much contestation. But so far, there is stability. Shroomzy going so far as to provide vision to highest extent, gets pulled in, but could there be a possible engagement, as we do see a first blood committed onto Shroomzy there, but that's going to be Yuta severely out of position. Can he make the escape as the chase is on, as we do see the Despair Storm crushing onto Sayu there, and that's going to be another kill. And could there be, Zacian forcing the flicker there, really getting out of harm's way, and that's a 2-for-nothing exchange. This is a very bad start for Immortal Order. They have to find some leverage. If they lose this, they're out of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, look, going for that early game invade was not a bad play. It's just Shroomzy was just a bit low when they decided to go for it, so they could have just held off. So it was unfortunately that he got picked off there, and the mage was also taken quite low. The Zayton was taken quite low, so you got the pick off. But and he didn't even manage to steal that small little creep. So Julian should be, if not level 5, almost level 5 by the by the time they do decide to engage for the turtle. We do see the feathered airstrike is into the mix here. But just missing the mark, they're getting quite a bit of damage onto Shrimp, but he can walk away comfortably. I mean, he's a Belleric. It looks like they're trying to set up here for the turtle fight. Cho hiding very nicely in that bush, looking for his target. It's gonna most likely be the 2U, but man, it's the Zetian getting kicked out here. As we do see that Cho commits the flicker to try and follow up onto his own engagement, but Zetian gets to escape quite comfortably, and this is looking like it might be a bit of a free turtle going in the way of the Yen squad here. Unless Shumzi can provide, can hopefully get his out, but the feathered airstrike is into the mix, the Minoan Fury. And it's Zetian picking up the turtle. Insane with the Fury of the Phoenix being committed, but he's getting hunted down by Cho, and Cho will get the kill. That is a double kill onto this Cho. That is a 2-for-0 exchange, as well as the turtle going in the way of the Immortal Order.
Indeed, Immortal Order really off to a bad start. They don't have enough leverage, but so far the only leverage so far is going to be carry, as they do allow carry to farm as much as he wants. They're pretty much looking forward to that kind of late game potential, as we know that carry pride is more or less a late game unit, but still I don't think Yin Squad is going to wait that long. They are setting up for a possible engagement, as we do see proking onto Yuta there, but could there be a follow-up, as we do see possible engagement onto Fawcett there, but already it doesn't appear like they interested in forcing a team fight there, but the Despair Storm committed onto Shrimzy, but it doesn't seem like, as I said, not much commitment. I'm not entirely certain, but I can only imagine that both sides don't want to risk a risky team fight. As we do see off screen in bot lane right now, that's going to be a mega kill going in favor of Cho there. That's a 6 right now. Yin with 6 kills to nothing. This is a very heavy start, a huge disadvantage for Immortal Order. They have to play it safe. They cannot allow for the death, but it doesn't seem like they have the team morale.
I mean, Yen Squad has put himself in a quite a comfortable lead here with a 3.1k gold lead. As you know, as well as this Cho has really been putting in work. Just like, look at him, just poking out onto the Belleric, but he might have but Belleric getting baited out there by the Cho, and it gets an unstoppable kill onto the Cho. Insane. What a 30-stack Skyfield though.
True. As we do see the second turtle of the match has spawned in, we do see Mahaba there really just zoning out the opposition's jungler there. The Field of the Venus has been committed hard, but a counter engage with the feathered airstrike really just zoning out the opposition, as Julian will be taking the uncontested turtle. As engagement onto Phobius, can there be enough sustain? As we do see Wrath of Darius committed hard, but there's no follow-up for the turtle. See the territory battle coming in hard, but the Infernal Pursuit in the backline as well, with Cho trying to gauge in onto Sayu, and Sayu gets taken down with the monster kill, but the engage is still owing on. The Infernal Pursuit really just tashing onto the opposition's lineup, but that's a kill going in favor of Julian, and that's a turtle.
Yeah. Oh man, it's with me. Maybe for a second, so I thought you punched out, but it was my connection for a second there. But yeah, the feather airstrike was so much in the mid lane. Man, what an engagement! That was insane.
What a powerful engagement there. Yin Squad really coming off as an extremely offensive lineup. I don't know, like they have been putting a lot of pressure, and pressure still continuing as another kill gets taken down by Harith. No, actually that was Faster. They're taking out Carry there. They're not allowing Immortal Order to measure, to just invest a late game potential. They want to end this early. It doesn't appear like Immortal Order has enough grasp. Priorities on the mid-tier turret. They have to prioritize defense. They cannot allow the turret to fall. That's a critical turret, by the way. They have to prioritize as much defense as they can. As we do see, possible engagement could likely take place, as all eyes are on Belleric forcing to use the second skill to escape, but the invasion is still set. The The Space Storm has been committed to just zone out, but it doesn't seem like they are interested with the power buff. But Rujin trying to measure up, but the Wrath of Dryas has been committed on to Shroomzy with the follow-up with the Manuing Fury coming hard, the freezing, the Fear of the Phoenix really just coming in hard on the opposition, but still the chase is onto Phobius there, and the Way of the Dragon really just clutching in onto Phobius, and that's a 2-for-0 exchange going in favor of Yin Squad as priority is taking place onto the Meteor turret. That's going to be a takedown. This is not good for Immortal Order. They are on a 7k gold deficit. They don't have enough advantage so far. They have to prioritize defense as much as they can. They have to be very, very careful because right now it's still with an insane 487 bounty gold. It's not looking too good for on the side of Immortal Order. This is a drastic situation as the turtle has been taken by Julian.
Yeah, I mean the match is looking to be quite dicey. Immortal Order in a hectic deficit. I mean 13-0 with a 8k gold lead now in favor of Yin Squad. It's gonna be a rough comeback. Like Immortal Order needs to find like their tempo. They gotta slow the place down. They do have the ability to actually come back from this with the heroes that they've chosen. They just need to find the right angles, and Beleric just has to land one of those juicy counter engages with his Wrath of Dryas.
True. As we do, possible engagement will likely take place here with Julian onto the backline, really crashing onto Sayu, and Sayu managing to escape with just 1 HP there. That was a close one. This is a dangerous Julian there. He has a lot of damage with him. This is not looking too good for Immortal Order, as we do see possible engagement likely taking place right now. Will we see the Wrath of Dryas being committed, but not so much as a follow-up, but the Infernal Pursuit is locked in onto Julian, and the Manuing Fury committed hard onto 4 units. Will there be a strong follow-up as we do see engagement and the counter engagement with the Wrath of Dryas taking place onto Julian, and that's a triple kill and a shutdown onto Cho there, but the engagement is still ongoing, and that's going to be a disengagement as another turret gets taken down, and that's a 4-for-2. That's a 4-for-1 exchange going in favor of Yin Squad. Damn.
No, Yin Squad putting up quite the dominant performance. Gary luckily managing to pick up that shutdown. I mean, look, if any hero is going to get the shutdown kill, that is the hero that you wanted to be on. Almost completing the Trinity, just one item away. Managed to just go in for that early magic blade just to get some shield up and defensive capabilities here. Watch how the Lord is about to spawn in about 2 seconds. Gold advantage is still firmly in the way of the Yin Squad. I don't think the Lord is going to be able to contest.
An extreme overextension. Will there be a follow-up? Cho really just trying to log in out to carry, but very much distance cannot be closed as the Lord has been taken down, and the enemy team has called out the Lord. It is a strong ending angle going in favor of going in favor of Yin Squad. Immortal Order has to prioritize enough level of defense. They cannot allow this Lord to breach the inhibitor turrets. Priority is there as we do see Julian really in an off place right now. Could they be a power follow-up? And manages to escape with the second skill there. That was a close one. As priority is now in. You have to wonder, will there be a synchronization with the lanes right now? It doesn't seem to be the case, as the Lord will likely breach in onto the outer turret of the first inhibitor turret. As we do see engagement here with the Manuing Fury coming in hard onto the opposition, but trying to zone out as the first outer turret, the inner turret has been taken down, but will there be a follow-up? As we do see a strong engagement as the opposition is really just clashing in onto the opposition hard, and that's a takedown on the side of Yin Squad, really winning the match and knocking out Immortal Order out of the tournament. An impressive display, an incredible finishing. This was an absolute dominant fashion by Yin Squad. GG's.
Yo, my goodness. Yin, 2 games in a row. I mean, they've really found their groove. at the start of the AFL, the seeding phase into the early part of the group stages, they were looking a little bit of a far cry from what they used to be like. But you can see now the team are much more comfortable. They're adjusted to the current meta. They've got their system going, and because I mean, it's not like Immortal Order is just any squad. This is one of the strongest squads in the server. But Yin, 21-1, crazy play in the second game.
Yeah, I mean, they came and they showed off their stuff. They all said, "No, this is my place in the tournament." You know,
Indeed.
Amazing stuff.
So far, Yin Squad is really measuring up to be a worthy candidate into the round of 16. So it's looking to be a very healthy start for them. They have enough synergy so far. They have already showcased that they are more than capable to face up against the elite squad that they will be facing up against in the round of 16. So I'm looking forward to see how exactly will they fare in the round of 16. As right now, Immortal Order has been knocked out. They have been eliminated. Yin Squad now advance to the round of 16. Let's see how exactly will they fare as the team progresses further in this tournament.
Yeah. And well, tomorrow's going to be throwing up some interesting games as well. So Group A's been decided, Group B's been decided. It's just C and D to sort out. We have 3 days for this to be done. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday, sadly, is going to just be, I think, one game on the Friday. It's the final game of the round of 32 before we have, I think it's a 2-day break before that big moment, the round of 16, the top 16 teams in the land. These teams, right, are just to add a bit of flavor. The top 16 teams from the AFL will move across into Conquerors of Dawn, which has been the tournament with it's sort of like our flagship tournament. It's the main event. It's sort of the Champions League of Mobile Legends in sub-Saharan Africa. It's good, like we said. It's the top 16 teams from the entire region, because we started off with 85 teams across so many different countries: South Africa, Angola, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Madagascar, Mauritius, Botswana, Namibia. It's been an insanely huge tournament. We've gotten ourselves to this point where in the next few days we will see who are the best teams in the land. We'll also get to see who is the best, the winners of the AFL. That's going to be decided in the next, I'd say, about 3 to 4 weeks. Before, actually maybe about 3 weeks time, we're going to know who's the best of every team that's around. It's gonna be amazing. But for all of you who've tuned in to watch, thank you for sticking with us throughout the course of a very entertaining stream. I hope you enjoyed it. But from myself, Waylander, Azuero, and Master Merlin, we're gonna have to say goodbye and good night. We're gonna see you tomorrow, so it's not that long. So enjoy the evening and have a good one. We'll catch you on the next stream.